You're a fucking loser.
You live in your mom's basement.
You probably have a 2-inch cock.
You sound like a white guy.
Congratulations.
For what?
You said you got a girlfriend.
You're probably a virgin.
So that's a no for Netflix and chill?
Fuck you.
So I'm curious. Tell me about your show. What do you talk about?
I talk about how women ain't shit.
Oh.
What's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan Sharpe, and welcome to the 770th edition of TSR Live, your daily dose of toxic masculinity. It is good to have you guys in today. Looks like I'm missing my marks here. Yes, it is the return of Vice City Donovan. It is the return of Vice City Donovan. You guys really liked Vice City Donovan yesterday, so I figured talking about a similar subject today, and so I more or less decided to bring him back. So welcome one and all. Welcome one and all to the broadcast. We are streaming, as always, live and in living color to Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, MGTOW.tv, manosphere.tv, DLive, and of course, in crystal clear, high-resolution 4K to Sharpe Stream. So wherever you're watching from, thank you for making the Sharpe Reality Live a part of your daily routine. It is Thursday, August 19th of 2021. It is good to have you all in here today. I guess just a couple of quick announcements right off the top. So there will not be a dating show breakdown today. And the reason for that is because I am headed to Connecticut. Tomorrow for the weekend. I'm going up there working on a project with an up and coming content creator. His name is Kevin. I think it's Kevin Savo. I think he has a series that he's doing, kind of a funny spoof series called The Adventures of Savaho. And I am going to be making a cameo in this series, and so we're headed up to Connecticut tomorrow. We're going to shoot the scene on Saturday night, and when it comes out, you guys will see me in my first acting gig. Rollo Tomasi actually made a cameo in episode 2. I'm going to be making a cameo in episode 3, and at the end of the day, at the end of the broadcast, I will be premiering Kevin's music video. A lot of you guys may have seen it on Rollo Tomasi's channel. It's called Thought Mommies. This thing it's by the fellas, of course, headed up by Kevin Savo. I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly. But I will be debuting. I will be putting that. I will be showing you guys that video at the end of the broadcast. It's funny and it's accurate. It is unbelievable. I love it. It was absolutely unbelievable. Again, I can't watch Savaho, The Adventures of Savaho. I can't watch it while I'm working out, because if I do, I'm going to hurt myself. Listen, I can't watch CGA while I'm working out. I can't watch Kevin Samuels while I'm working out. I can't watch Kevin Savo's Savaho while I'm working out. Sorry, can't do it. Like, I've tried. I will damn near hurt myself doubling over with laughter. Shout out to the sharpshooters in the house on Sharpe Stream. We've got Dre Raven, Hellfong, Apollo 137, Hemlar, Sirius, Danny DBC, Kyle 2020, and Slapduck. Dre Raven says, gonna need a babysitter. Yes, sir. Thought mommy's at the club. Real Talk Hemlar says, you look like a pimp. What makes you think I'm not a pimp? Big pimpin', spin the G's. Appreciate the support over on the Sharpe Stream side. Yeah, it looks like a lot of you guys are familiar with Thought Mommies at the Club. Okay. All right. Good. Fantastic music video. Kevin is supremely gifted. Like, dude, him and this other white boy, yo, these boys got bars. I was like, what? Like, this isn't the typical, like, this isn't the, what's the word I'm looking for? This isn't the, patronizing, it's a good blah, 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 blah. Nah, like the shit is real. Like these dudes can flow. These dudes can flow. Mike T with the $5 super chat says that unbearable masculine train wreck. Hold on. You caught me off guard there. He said that unbearable masculine of a thought deserves ATM and the boot. Totally agree. Totally agree with that. Dwayne Coleman, $5, says you got her to call her a derogatory word as well, and that's fair to see how stupid it sounds. I try to keep that word out of my vocabulary as often as I can. The N word with the A on the end, and listen, you guys know I use it all the time. I've never had a problem with it. But listen, if some guys decide to keep that out of your vocabulary, listen, I get it. I totally agree with it. Or I get it. It's not something that I'm willing to do, but I'm not going to pass judgment on anyone who, decides to take that out. James Blake, you the tennis player, James Blake, by the way? James Blake, tennis player. $10 says your videos are funny as F, bro. The new camera angles make the savage moments even funnier. Shout out to my banana gobblers. Appreciate that. Ozstrike, $10 says I fully support calling out hypocrites, but Latina is not a race. It's quite possible that she is at least mixed with black. Most blacks in America are not 100% African. Where do you draw the line? That's a good question, man. That's a very good question. When someone uses the N-word, and listen, you guys remember my adventures with Carla. You guys can go back to the archive for that. Carla's just like Jen. Actually, Carla was from Brooklyn. Carla from Brooklyn, New York. Her sister Melissa, Nicole, they're Brooklyn. Dude, Puerto Rican through and through. I don't think they had any black in their family, but all three of them, hashtag SFNY, right? And Carla, she used the N-word all the time. It never bothered me. She never called me the N-word. But yeah, for whatever reason, listen, she used it all the time. That doesn't mean I was like, ooh, kind of made me bristle. I didn't get mad. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. Like, who signed off on you saying the N-word? I don't know. Who knows? Listen, man, anyone can say, listen, it's a free country. Anyone can use any word they want, including white people. Listen, white people call black people niggers all the time. This is their right to free speech, their right to call black people niggers is protected under the First Amendment. But freedom of speech does not necessarily mean freedom from consequences. And this, of course, is where Miss Jen finds herself today. So what we are going to do is I am going to break down the bits of the video that applied to me. And shout out to the lead attorney. I was very critical of the way he handled that situation. But as he will explain here in the first part of the video, like in retrospect, I'm not mad at him. At this point, listen, man, would I have handled it differently? Sure. But he handled it his way and he had his reasons. I can respect that. It's his platform. Not mad at him. Something else that I really admire about TLA, this guy is amazingly cool. Listen, man, you guys know I have come a long way from where I used to be in terms of popping off at the mouth, right? Every once in a while, I can get my chili running a little bit hot and, kind of spew stuff off. But that's nothing compared to what it used to be. Episodes, 114 to 350? It was just straight fire bombs all day long. Well, I had to clean things up in order to grow, and this is where we are now. So I was actually sitting in the office, sitting in my studio, getting work done as usual, and I saw that he had another live stream up, and I was like, huh. That's interesting. Oh, and in the description, it said they're going to talk about the Donovan versus Jen controversy. if you will. So I said, oh, okay, well, I got to tune in for this. What proceeded to happen? Listen, it was not surprising. It was not surprising. Jen doubled down. She was unapologetic. I didn't expect her to apologize. Whatever, right? And real talk, she doesn't owe me an apology. Whatever. She called me the N-word. Big fucking deal. But just because it doesn't bother me doesn't mean that that was right, right? Just because it doesn't bother a guy like me doesn't mean that it was right. And I'll tell you a quick story. TLA he's born and raised in Georgia. He's a Southern kid. I think he probably still lives in Georgia. I think he said he had a friend that went to Morehouse. But I don't know where he went to school, but it's probably, okay, I think it says the University of Georgia. So listen, he's a Southern kid, Atlanta kid through and through, right? Well, his sensibilities are a little bit different than mine. Yes, we're both black, we're both American, and we have experienced, some of the same things. But the reason why my sensibilities are different from TLA's is because TLA was raised in the Deep South. I was raised on military bases. I was raised around blacks, whites, Latinos, Asian people, and we all spoke exactly the same. We all have the same vernacular. We all have a strong command of the English language. That's just how it was. I mean, and I thought everybody talked like that until, of course, my parents split up and we had to move to North Carolina. That's when reality hit me in the face. I was like, oh, okay. So I guess racism isn't just something we see on TV. That's the first time I've heard the N-word and, segregation and all that. Not that I didn't know about this stuff, but I was a West Coast kid. I spent so we moved to North Carolina when I was 17 years old. The first 15 years of my life were spent in 8 years spent in Hawaii, another 6 years spent in Washington State, spent some time in California. We were all over the place. Washington State, we were all over the place. Yes, there are racial tensions everywhere, but military bases compared to southern, Georgia, very different. So he and I experienced life very differently. Well, I worked in Atlanta right at the beginning of 2010. You guys know my story. Worked for a really smart guy for a mattress company. I'll never forget. We made this long distance delivery in a little city called Jasper, Georgia. And me and my guy, me and my partner, the guy that I used to drive with, 24-foot box truck. We had to drop off a bunch of mattresses at retailers and different residences. And we get about halfway through our deliveries, and we stop into this little country store, rinky-dink gas station, convenience store, right out in the middle of Jasper, Georgia. I'll never forget this. This is so funny. So, we're loading up our hot dogs, chips, soda, just the usual junk food you eat when you are a delivery guy. And so we put it all there, and I handed the guy behind the counter $100 bill, right? He says, huh? He takes a look at it. He's like, I didn't know niggers carried bills this big. He said that right to me. He says, well, hell, I didn't know that niggers carried bills this big. I said, yeah, actually, we do all the time. Quite a bit. By the way, how much is the beef jerky? I didn't even give him the time of day. He said, I didn't know niggers carried big bills like this. Yeah, do all the time. How much is the Oberto beef jerky? Yeah, that one, the teriyaki. All right, go ahead and ring that up. Did not bother me at all. And the reason why it didn't bother me is because I have different sensibilities than someone who was born and raised in Georgia. Now, if I were born and raised in Georgia or North Florida or Alabama, Mississippi, that could have been a very different interaction. But because the N-word has never really bothered me, when Jen, that's the reason why when Jen called me a bitch-ass nigga, I didn't flinch. To me, I was like, okay, well, she's showing her true colors. Listen, I don't mind, but she's going to have to answer to somebody. And so what I did is Yes. Hemlar says you cannot watch. Oh no, I can't. Listen, I can't watch. Oh, dude, I cannot watch Tevin Manuals while I'm working out. Oh hell no, my ass will end up dead. Dude, I swear to God, dude, look, drop a barbell on me and take my head right off. Dude, I'll be decapitated listening to Tevin Manuals while I'm bench pressing, man. Hell no, hell no. And so I tuned in. I tuned in right when they started talking about me. So what we're gonna do is we are going to break down the elements, the parts of the video where I was the point of discussion. And by the way, Jen is not the only person who showed her ass. She's not the only person who showed her ass. So without further ado, let's get started.
Interesting. And guys, let's talk about this now. There were a couple
And you guys can hear that okay, right?
of comments, 2 or 3 comments where Jen got mad at Donovan and she used the N-word, right? And, you know, there were 2 or 3 people saying, hey, you know, lead attorney, you should have checked her at the door. You know, she's using the N-word, right? And, you know, I want to talk about this because, you know, when she used it, me being black from the South, from Georgia, I heard it. Right? But I also want to be honest with you guys. I know you guys see the tailor suit, the tie. I use that word all the time.
TLA said, hey, look, check it out. Check it out. Like, don't let the TLA said, look, don't let the suit fool you, nigga. That's what he said. Love it.
In fact, they, you know, sometimes guys, you know, we can have a
You know what? I'm gonna start hating on TLA. You wanna know why? Because this dude has magnificent teeth. Holy moly, look at those chompers. Damn. Yo, this dude. All right, TLA, I'm gonna have a falling out with TLA. I'm gonna do a hit piece on TLA because I want his teeth. Man, look at those chompers. Damn.
a live stream like this and then, you know, a few hundred people, but you know, a lot of times when I have these things at night, it's just us. Sometimes I get a little bit too comfortable. We got a great discussion going on.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes, you know, there've been 5-10 times I've actually used it on the channel.
What? No.
Because it's me.
What?
Right?
What?
What the French toast?
I love it. Listen, I love how he's keeping it real, though.
Now, there are different rules in our community as to who can use the word.
That's right. This is when things get a little bit complicated.
Some black people say no one should use it off the rip. Off the rip. No one, that word should be banned. That word should be excised from the whole vocabulary based on the meaning.
Oh, wow.
There's another portion of the population that says, listen, only black people. Because we have kind of transformed.
Okay, so Peach 3000 with the $20 super chat says, at the beginning and at the end of the day, she had a trashy mouth with a matching attitude. She's used to verbally abusing her opposition to the point of submission. Way to gather yourself and handle her appropriately. Yeah, she didn't rattle me at all. Like, yeah, it is what it is. Edward Davis says, look at TLA's stream right now. He's going in on Jen live. Oh, okay. So we're going to divert. We're going to divert for just a little bit. We're going to do, I don't know, we'll look at it. We'll watch it for about 5 or 10 minutes. We'll watch it for about 5 or 10 minutes. And we'll do, this is going to be a live look-in. This is going to be a live look-in. The lead attorney. Oh, wow. Hold up. Let me move this. Let me move this over here. Oh, wow. This looks, oh boy. Uh-oh. We in trouble now.
Fine. But now I understand why a lot of people had a problem.
Okay, so what's going on here is what he's doing here, and I can pause it even though it's live. This was the video from yesterday.
I was only operating under the one piece of
Wow, this is great.
Said a couple of streams ago that you consider yourself an Afro-Latino, so I thought you were part of the in group. But but you're not. And then you're
See, TLA is disappointed. He's disappointed. He's feeling some type of way. He's like, yo, like you were talking like you were one of us, but you ain't. Oh boy.
Listen. All right, so do you feel like you owe Donovan Sharpe an apology for calling him a bitch ass nigger, or no?
First of all, I'm 47. I'm not 50, but I know what happens in the manosphere, right? I know.
Here we go.
In the manosphere. I'm 47. Second, nobody should use the word nigger. Not even.
I'm just asking if you feel like you.
Did this bitch really just say nobody should use the word nigga? And listen, again, we're gonna. Boy, this is taking an unexpected turn. So nobody should use the word nigga, but you called the black man a bitch ass nigga on the air.
You owe him an apology. That's all
I think that we both owe each other apologies.
Apologies for what? You owe us. Yeah, way to hedge there, sweetheart. What do I owe you an apology for? Bitch, you ain't getting no apology from me. Dude, listen, check it. I am not going to apologize for putting a spoiled, entitled woman with a potty mouth who's 3 years from 50 calling me the N-word on the air. Not gonna happen. No. Hell no. I think we owe both of each other an apology. Now, listen, as far as I'm concerned, Jen doesn't owe me an apology. She doesn't owe me an apology. She might owe other people an apology. She doesn't have to apologize to me. She doesn't have to apologize to me at all. I don't give a shit. I simply expose Jen for who and what she is. That's really what the issue is. Man.
I think that we both owe each other apologies.
What do you think you owe him an apology for, Jen?
And no, I shouldn't have been screaming.
Jen, I have
But you were.
a question. What do you think you owe him an apology for?
For calling him out of his name. Absolutely. Absolutely, for calling him out of his name. But I think we both.
Like, Jen, like, to me, don't worry about it. Like, it's water under the bridge. I don't care. You called me out of my name, whatever. It is what it is. It was a discussion thing. You know, you got heated. It is what it is.
Both owe each other apologies because we both got hyper. But I'm not going to apologize for what I observe and what I comment.
Oh, boy.
I'm not
She
gonna
hedged.
do it. And the reason
there it
why
is.
I was just yelling, and I don't want to be yelling on anybody's platform, not just yours, but on anybody's platform, is because when I come on this platform, you have to understand the energy. I have 500 idiots in your chat section coming at me. And
What?
correcting me. And then I have panelists coming at me. And I've been holding my own.
All right. Listen.
Uh-oh.
You know, we got one rule here.
Yo, he canceled that. He said, okay, that's enough.
So few rules. There's so few rules.
All right, I'm going to fast forward this to see what's up.
Idiots.
Want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers.
Ageism is a thing, right? All right. So, Donovan, you got your apology.
Okay.
Shout out to Donovan Sharpe.
I appreciate that. TLA. Appreciate you. So that was a new. So I guess that was. I guess he considered that to be an apology. Whatever. Look, real talk. Like, Jen doesn't owe me anything. She doesn't. Listen, she may owe other people apologies, but again, like, listen, man, I could have been disingenuous and be like, oh my God, I can't believe she called me the. It didn't bother me. Just because it didn't bother me does not mean it's right. But I don't. Whatever. I've been called worse, man. I've been called worse. Yeah, like, dude, I've been called worse. Oh, trust me. Trust and believe. Oh, Kevin Samuels is in the house. Ooh, Kevin dropped a link. Let's see where this goes. Where does this go? Let's see what's going on here. Oh, yes. Yes. Oh, wait a minute. What the hell? Oh, boy. Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. Okay, we're back. Okay, perfect. Yeah, that's actually... Oh, so Kevin dropped the link. Kevin dropped the link that... Oh, boy. All right, let me continue here quickly. Blackmail Media, $5 says, so if TLA wasn't bothered by it, why did he cringe when she said it? That's something you'll have to ask him. Grizzly Rising, welcome to Chat Privileges. At Grizzly Rising. At... Holy crap, Kevin, I just saw your text message. Wow. Are you serious? Hold up. Kevin, are you freaking serious, dude? Dude. God damn. Kevin's out here making moves, dude. Kevin's making moves. You know what? I'm hating on Kevin too, goddammit. Fuck it. His suits are better than mine. Dude. Wow. Congratulations, Kev. Holy moly. Black Goku Zero, $5, says, Jen showed she has no problem talking to dudes any kind of way. But when that same energy is given back to her, she wants to play the victim. Typical. Yep. Absolutely. Kenan Peebles is in the house. Welcome to Chat Privileges. Thank you very, very much for the support. At Kenan Peebles to welcome him or her to the TSR family. Grizzly Rising and Kenan Peebles, if you would, please put in your age and location. Age and location in the chat, just in case anyone in the chat happens to be in your proximity. Maybe you guys go grab a beer and shoot the proverbial shit. Okay, let us continue. Let us continue with the breakdown.
The word. All right, so only black people can use it, and let's be honest, in our culture, it is pervasive. And there have been various movements. I remember there's a couple of years in the 90s, a couple of years in the 2000s.
I remember.
Push to get rid of it. Black people were like, no, you ain't taking it away.
No, sir.
Right? There's another segment of the population saying, come on, man, cool white people can use it. Come on, man, we know them. We know them. Right? If it's some white guy with a pot belly down in South Georgia, hold up now.
Uh-oh.
But if it's our homeboy, I'm poor, he's poor. I grew up poor, he grew up,
exactly.
Grew up right next.
Same sensibilities, right?
Right?
Yeah, I love it.
A lot of people would have given Eminem a pass, but Eminem was like, no, come on, I ain't gonna do it. But Eminem, yeah.
Right? Like, you know what I'm saying?
A lot of black people, and I kind of fall into this camp. It's like, I give black people a pass. Honestly, if it's a cool white person, I give them a pass. If it's cool Hispanic, I give them a pass. Guys, especially before all this, pandemic and everything, I was having poker nights at the crib.
Oh wow, poker nights at the crib. This dude is a G. This dude is a gangster, man. Like real talk, poker nights at the crib.
And I'm down with a few of the raza, right?
La Liva la Raza.
Shout out to the raza, and they would.
Oh yeah, somebody said my soundboard's a little low.
Yep.
That sounds a little better.
Nope.
Okay, we're good.
Come through, and we all just it's all good. We all family.
Appreciate that, Rebel.
Now you may say, "Oh, but lead attorney, you shouldn't allow that type." Oh, I get it, but I'm just telling you about me. Right? We're all able to have our own opinions on it. Right?
Yes.
Now, who is Jen? Well, Jen has classified herself as an Afro-Latina.
And that seems to be the permission that she's given herself to use the N-word. I got news for you, boo. Just because niggas smash you does not mean you can call them niggas.
So when she said it, I heard it, but then it's like... Also, what was very important to me as well, though, and I'm going to be honest with you, we're just talking, was Donovan Sharpe's reaction. Donovan Sharpe, y'all know Donovan, he's a black man.
Yes, sir.
Donovan.
Yep.
Now, some would beg to differ there, TLA. There are some there are those in the black community, and some even in your chat, no disrespect, love the chat, some people don't really think that I am black. And of course, I say that tongue-in-cheek, just putting it out there.
Then... When she said it, I was like, Donovan didn't flinch. Donovan,
nope.
Shout out to Donovan. He don't care nothing about nothing. I think it is impossible to insult this man.
Nope.
I don't necessarily think it's because he's Superman. I think it's because he is extremely calloused.
He said, I don't think it's because he's Superman. I think it is because he is extremely calloused. TLA is 754% on the mark, man. That's exactly why. That is exactly why I'm impervious. Well, that's exactly why I was impervious to that. Right? That's why I was impervious. That's why I was impervious to that. is because I've been through the wars, man. I've been through the wars, dude. I've had disagreements, I've had beefs, I've been doxxed and people coming after me. Like, I'm battle tested, man. I'm battle tested. There's not much at this point that can rattle me. And so this is why we tell guys all the time, man. Men who are battle tested, you can tell the difference between men who are battle tested and men who are kind of amateur, right? You can tell the difference between someone who's been through adversity and someone who's never really encountered adversity. Now, not encountering adversity doesn't make you a bad person, but you have to understand that in order to maintain a level of cool and collectiveness and a calm, you have to have been through the fire, which I have been through many times. Oops.
2 words. Extremely. I have my own reason why I think that way. That white boy. Did y'all see the way that white boy was coming at Donovan?
Oh, yeah, I was there.
I mean, this was like, I don't know, was it the beginning of this year, last year?
It was March.
The videos that white boy was making about Donovan?
Yep.
Honestly, shout out to Tommy Sotomayor. I have never seen one YouTuber go at another YouTuber like that. I've never seen it.
Nope.
Not even Tommy. So you get used to months and months of that. You have some Afro-Latina chick calling you like I don't even know if he heard it. I mean, it was like that. He was locked in.
Yes, sir.
So, you know, shout out to Donovan, because that man he's a brick wall when it comes to insulting him now.
Yep.
And no matter what he said, and you know, he was ribbing her too.
Yep.
He was ribbing her too. But
Yep.
I thought that was interesting. So, you know, considering everything, I let it go.
And you know what? I'm good with that. Just considering everything, I let it go. And that's fine. That's perfectly fine. I didn't take offense to it. I just, you know, I didn't really care. And, you know, you could actually see Jen trying to escalate. She kept trying to call me names, right? She insulted me, she called me names. She kept on escalating. She never rattled me, not even once. And finally she thought, you know what? I got this, dude. You a bitch ass nigga. Did not faze me at all. I've been called worse by worse people.
And I know there were a couple of you in the comments that were offended. And, you know, it's going to happen. You can't have 3,000 people in a room and someone not take offense to something.
Yeah,
and
that's
I
true.
get it.
That's
I'm
true.
not trying to. I'm from Georgia.
Right.
I get it.
Yeah.
You know, one of my best friends, he went to Morehouse, a couple of years ago, maybe 3-4 years ago. He sat me down. He's like,
Morehouse is a historically black, it's an HBCU school, and it's in Georgia. So just to give you guys context in case you didn't know.
I can't believe you're still saying this word. Right?
Yeah, well.
So, you know, in our community, it's deep. It is absolutely deep.
Yes, sir.
Where is shout out to Donovan.
Okay, so.
Shout out to Donovan Sharpe.
Okay, so now we're going to get to the point, and trust me, listen, stay tuned, boys and girls. We are going to get to Jen. I promise you. Believe it or not, the very worst part of this particular podcast, believe it or not, wasn't Jen. It was a couple of guys that I am going to call out. Here we go.
And your sister, the Afro-Puerto Rican Jen, right? There were people in the chats that were like, "Oh, okay, Jen has all that smoke for Donovan. She's raising her voice, she's screaming in Donovan, but she's only screaming because this is a virtual conversation." They were saying let me finish. They were saying that if Donovan and Jen were in the same room, Jen would have been a lot calmer, right? Because there's this interaction that happened between men when men don't get crunk like that.
Right.
Because men can always take it to another level. Think about that.
So I agree with that part, but I want to take a step back to the Jen and Donovan Sharpe thing, because I listened to your show for essentially the whole time yesterday, 6 hours. And Jen had some like very prescient, very good points about the Anton Lucario discussion or whatever you would call it.
Really, what were they? What were they?
And she was making a lot of really good points. She was pleasant the
Like what?
entire time. And it's hard. Look, she's a good-looking woman. Donovan Sharpe comes on the show. I think there's some expectation that he's going to be instigating something, which he did.
So I instigated, did I? So you think that there is some expectation that I'm just going to come on and just start spewing napalm everywhere? Is it? That's what you think? That's what we're going with. Let's take a look at this instigation. I'm going to play for you guys. My opening salvo. And you guys can be the judge of whether or not what I said was instigation or instigator. I don't know the word for it. But what this man is, I'll let you be the judge. Here we go. My main contention is here with Jen. And the thing is, man, is Jen believes that what she's saying is true. You strap her to a lie detector test, it's absolutely true. But that doesn't mean that you're right. See, here's the deal, right? Of course, you're not worried about paying for the date. You can get the D anytime you want, right? You understand what I'm saying there? And so when a man and woman get together romantically, when there's romantic interest, supposed romantic interest involved, there's an unspoken agreement that the man is going to provide the resources and the woman is going to provide exclusive access to her body. Now, there are men out here who lead women to believe that they are interested in a long-term relationship when they are just interested in casual sex. These men exist. These men are out there. Guess what, Jen? Women who mislead men by making them believe that they are sexually interested in order to get free meals, gifts, trips. There are far more of them than there are men who deceive women. And I'll tell you this, and I don't blame women for not liking this, but when women do not have a decided advantage in the sexual marketplace, they go absolutely crazy. I'll give you case in point. The dine and dash dater, okay? I'll marry this with the foodie call. Foodie call, it's a recent moniker that is placed on women who go out with a man, unbeknownst to the man, that she's not romantically interested in for the express intent of getting a free meal. They're not romantically interested in him, yet the guy, she doesn't tell the guy. She's not being honest. She said they got to be honest. Well, guess what? These girls are not being honest. So what ends up happening is a guy out in California flipped the script. He started going out with women that he wasn't romantically interested in, and he'd leave them with the check. Now, girls who do foodie calls, there are articles praising women for this brilliant strategy. Oh my God, at the 21st of the month, I download Tinder because I don't have any more money and I can do this guy and this guy and that guy. Okay, that's what happens. But when a guy does it, you know what happened to him? National ridicule and jail time. So when women enact a sexual strategy that benefits them, nobody bats an eye, right? But God forbid a man actually have an advantage. God forbid a man actually game a woman into getting easy sex out of her by misleading them. I'm not saying that that's right, but in terms of the score, far more women mislead men about their intentions than men do. And even when men try, women are a lot of things, Jen. Stupid isn't one of them. So a guy can come at a girl with all this game, and yeah, I want to marry you and this, that, and the other. Dude, girls know that guy's full of shit. They know he's full of shit. And even still, when they're in category A that you talked about, this is alpha fucks, beta bucks, because you verified that completely, because they see, you know what? I know this guy is running game on me, so I'll go home with him. I'll mess with him for a couple of weeks. Then when he ghosts me, I'll pretend not to realize that he was just running game on me. This is how that goes. This is what's happening. This is what's happening in the real world. And here's the thing, man. I wouldn't expect, and this is no disrespect, Jen. I wouldn't expect you to understand what's going on because you're a man. You don't have male sensibilities, nor should you. Women should never feel sorry for the plight of men and vice versa. But at the end of the day, a man is not entitled to a woman's body any more than a woman is entitled to a man's resources. However, when you deceive one way or the other, When men deceive women to get their body without the chance of a long-term relationship, that's a bad thing. It happens a lot more on the female side. Now, you tell me, that was my opening salvo. That was my opening salvo. That's the first thing I said to Jen. I was respectful. I called her by her name. I said, look, I mean no disrespect. I didn't even make it personally. I said when men and women, never implicated her, never said that she was the one that was doing it. Didn't, and it's funny because I told you guys yesterday that she said that I came in hot. And I actually believed her because that used to be my MO. Guys, looking at that, I was calm, I was cool, and I was measured. That entire first salvo, that was a thing of beauty. Didn't raise my voice. I didn't insult anybody. I didn't insinuate that she is a part of these. I didn't call women trash, blah, 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 blah. I didn't do any of that. Did not do any of that. But this guy here is going to say this.
What? She's a good-looking woman. Donovan Sharpe comes on the show. I think there's some expectation that he's going to be instigating something, which he did.
Oh, yes. There it is. There it is. I didn't instigate anything, whatever this guy, I think his name is Gabriel. I think if that's not his name, I don't mean any disrespect, but Jen is a good-looking woman. That right there, guys. That right there. This is the problem with men. This is the problem with men. They're thirsty. This guy is thirsty. He clearly didn't listen to anything either one of us said. But he would lead us to believe that I came in and I instigated. I didn't instigate anything. I came in. I made my points. It was clean. It was measured. Didn't raise my voice. I kept on task. I didn't make it personal. I just made my points. But this guy wants to characterize this as instigated. I got news for you, Gabe. Jen is not going to fuck you, fam. She's not going to suck your dick. She's not going to get at you. She's not going to slide in your DMs. Now, I don't want to be too hard on guys like Gabe because we understand that most men don't have the knowledge we have. Most men don't think like we do. And I used to be hard on guys like this. But Kevin Samuels actually, he tells me this all the time. He's like, Donovan, look, you got to understand. Not everybody thinks the way we do. Men-centric content is not for everybody. It's not. He said, so you can't expect men to just all of a sudden understand what you understand. You've got the experience. You understand what's really going on out here. A lot of these guys don't. So I'm not gonna blame, I think his name is Gabriel. I don't know if it is or not. So I'm not gonna blame this guy for not understanding what's really going on out here in these streets. But it is clear that he, like most other men in this part of the world, are absolutely stupefied by a woman's beauty to the point to where they can't even see things objectively. Guys like this are guys who get finessed. There's an expectation that he's going to come in and instigate, which he did. If that's instigation in this guy's eyes, I can imagine what he would think a peaceful discussion would be like.
Right. Mm-hmm. And she's a Puerto Rican woman from the Bronx, and they get instigated in a certain kind of way, right?
And? So she's a Puerto Rican woman from the Bronx. The fuck do I care? The bitch was out of pocket. I don't make any excuses for women who are out of pocket. Jen was out of pocket from start to finish. She was out of pocket. I don't give a fuck where she's from. Oh, she's a hot-blooded Puerto Rican, blah, 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 blah. Fuck out of here. Quit giving these bitches excuses. This is another problem with men, is they give women excuses for their bad behavior. Well, she's Puerto Rican. Fuck out of here. Because guess what? If a Puerto Rican man act the same way, you want to know what they're going to call him? They're going to call him aggressive. Ivisuba spelled backwards.
So, and he was going with the honey and boo boo. I'm just taking her side as far as you held him to being intellectually honest, which I really appreciate, because he's like, oh, I call my sister honey and boo boo, but come on, you were saying that to piss her off, and she's clearly a person that gets pissed off really easily.
Oh, so it's my fault she gets pissed off. Is it, Gabriel? So you're happy with TLA for checking me for being intellectually dishonest because I called her honey, boo-boo, sweetie, sweetheart. Never mind the fact this bitch called me fat. Says I don't get women. Your studio's a dungeon. This is all before she called me the bitch ass nigga. This woman insulted me. She insinuated things about me. Dude, she called me names, made assumptions about me. She was all over the place emotionally. Nothing she said made any sense. Yet, you're happy with TLA for checking my intellectual dishonesty. What about the terrible behavior she displayed, Gabe? What about that? Oh, that's right. She's Puerto Rican and hot-blooded. You shouldn't have poked her that way. You shouldn't have poked her that way. You're goddamn right I was going to. The reason I called her honey baby sweetie, that was really the only way I could really fight back. Dude, I wasn't about to get loud with her and get into a shouting match with her. I'm not going to roll around in the mud with her. If I do that, I lose. If I lose my cool, I lose. By the same token, I'm not going to let some entitled, broke down bitch 3 years from a half a hundred talking to me any old kind of way. So I did the next best thing. I made fun of her. I made it comedic. I even poked fun at myself sometimes. I said, that's Mr. Boo Boo to you. Hey, you leave my hairline out of this. I used comedy. I used a little bit of verbal jabbing, a little bit of verbal jujitsu. Never insulted her. Never called her names. I simply kept it cool, and I fought back as best I can while also being respectful.
On certain things, right?
Right.
So, though he was making good points and she was trying to keep up, and that's what it got.
Uh-oh. There's a little nugget of truth there. He was making good points, and she was trying to keep up. So Gabe let a little, if that's his name, Gabe let a little nugget of truth slip. He was making good points, and she tried to keep up. Guess what, fam? She couldn't. That's why she yelled. That's why she screamed. Jen was outclassed. That's what happened. Dude, I was in my underwear and a freaking Philly shirt, or whatever the hell I was wearing. I was getting ready to go to the shower. Smelled like gas. You know what? I'll jump into this conversation, and I owned her ass.
So hard to keep up with what they're saying because he was kind of like jabbing her with the stick.
Oh, yeah, right. He was jabbing her with the stick a little. So all of her insults, they just mean nothing, right? Right? She's fiery, she's Puerto Rican, she gets pissed off easily, so, hey man, you gotta give her a pass. No, fuck that.
Right. And I think if it was in person, I think she would still be like that, for sure. If she's like a Latina woman from the Bronx, like the ones I've known, being in person is not going to stop her. Being in person is not going to stop her. Look at the admiration on his face. She's a Latina woman from the Bronx. Being in person is not going to stop her. What a strong woman. Let me let you in on a little secret, Gabe. The reason bitches like Jen are able to be out of pocket is because of men. That's right. I said it. Men. Because back in the day, bitches who acted like that to a man like that, they get chin checked. Real talk. They get chin checked, and guess where that behavior goes. Now, to his point, I do believe that if we were face to face, Jen would probably have acted the same way. She probably would have acted the same way, and honestly, it probably would have escalated to violence. I wouldn't have touched her.
Dude, she probably would have. Dude, there was nothing she could do to rattle me. And as soon as she starts hitting me, I cover up. I call 911. She goes to jail. Maybe. But Gabe, there is nothing impressive about a woman who would stay out of pocket in the presence of a man who can deadlift 3 times her weight only because she can summon other men to help her should she get out of pocket. That's not impressive, Gabe. That's not impressive at all. Talking to someone when you know that there are going to be no physical repercussions, that's not brave. That's cowardly. See, this is why women address each other cordially. Because if one woman gets too out of pocket, there could be a physical confrontation between 2 women. But when women talk to guys, they don't worry about it. They talk to us any old kind of way. Any old kind of way. You want to know why? Because this would never happen.
Right.
So impressed. So impressed. Look, man. Look, dude. Like, no. Again, no shade on Gabe. I'm not trying to be too hard on him because a lot of guys just don't know. And I'm not making that as a backhanded compliment. No, I don't. Listen, some guys just, they don't understand women like we do. They don't have that kind of experience. He doesn't understand that him caping up for her does not make himself more sexually attractive to her. He doesn't know that. He doesn't realize that. So I'll give him a little bit of leeway on that. But if he goes back and he watches this, and I would strongly advise that he does, maybe he says, you know what? Yeah, you know what? Jen was kind of a bitch. And listen, you don't have to admit that to her. Listen, if you want to stay in the running to be able to smash that like the other 547 dudes, hey, I ain't mad at you. Like, do you? Just make sure you're honest with yourself and say, you know what? The bitch was out of pocket. And there's no excuse. Bucks for Life, welcome to Chat Privileges. Bucks for Life, appreciate the support. At Bucks for Life to welcome him to the TSR family. Age and location in the chat, Bucks for Life, in case anyone in the chat is in your proximity. Nick Page, $10 Australian says, you can tell when a man's been battle tested. I would add, only a man that has been battle tested can tell. That's very true. Very true. Very well said. I'm stealing it. Thank you. All right, well, I won't hit you for the plagiarism. Lamar's Journey, welcome to Chat Privileges. At Lamar's Journey to welcome him to the TSR family. Lamar, if you would, Lamar, put your name, I'm sorry, not your name, your age and location in the chat. Rebel 5150, $5, says, I live in Phoenix, Arizona. Now I'm hating you. I love Phoenix. And a lot of Hispanic people use the N-word frequently. I personally don't mind. And just let it go as long as it's not the hard ER. Okay, I'm with you. Lamar's Journey, appreciate the $5 super chat. Daddy Dame, $10, says, so saying EPAR with a G on the end will demonetize your platform, but calling someone a bitch-ass nigga doesn't? I would have thought TLA would have, at a minimum, got on her for the threat of demonetization. Things are happening very quickly, man. And you have to understand, TLA he's still very new at this. And, like, trust me, man, trust me. You guys know I'm the best moderator I know. Like, I've moderated live panels. I've moderated the 6, the 7. It's not easy. So you can't, I'm not making excuses for him. I'm just saying, give him a little more time and, I think he'll probably tighten up. Mark Stewart, $5, says, keeping it 100. Mr. Sharpe, appreciate that. Dario Duplan, $5, says, you humbled her, man. I did. I humbled her and exposed her. Appreciate that. Mike T, $5, says, Gabriel is a white knight mangina. Breaking out those old school terms. Charles Jr. in the house. Welcome to Chat Privileges. At Charles Jr. to welcome him to the TSR family. Age and location in the chat, Charles. Age and location in case one of us lives close by. Got some really good comments in Sharpe stream I'm going to read here in a minute. Ostrike, $10, says, if we're honest, the N-word is merely a not-so-nice way to call someone black. Sure, it has a history, but people born recently were not directly involved in the ugliest parts of that history. I agree. Khalif Salahuddin, $10, appreciate that. He says, I'm so tired of guys coming to the rescue of bad-behaving street urchin women. Damn. I hate them more than the poorly behaving women. Dude, real talk. He said, you handled herself like a G when she was obviously trying to trigger. Yeah, I knew she was trying to trigger me. That's why I kept jabbing her. I was like, listen, you want to call me names? All right, cool. I'm going to stick a move. Appreciate that. Ostrike, $10, says, the reappropriation and weaponization to the point where we, quote, can use it on people of any color, but if you use it once, we're canceling you is a bit much. Whatever happened to, quote, sticks and stones? I mean, I don't know. Listen, I'm not the judge of that. People call me the N-word. Doesn't bother me. Never has. But listen, man, the market will bear that out. Charles Jr. upgraded his membership. Appreciate that very, very much. Kuma the Wise upgraded as well. Appreciate that very, very much. Joke's on you. $5. Says, I appreciate you in the RP space. You've opened the eyes of an average man, and I'm on a journey to be the best man I can. Bingo. That is the intent. Man. I remember when I found this community, I was overjoyed. I think I stayed up for like 36 hours straight, just consuming all that I could. It's crazy. It's an exciting time, man. Congratulations. Hoop Jargon, $10, said, I dated 2 Dominicans in my life, and this is so true. I never let them get away with that I'm a fiery Latina stuff. That peacocking shouldn't ever get accepted. Real talk. Listen, I've dated Puerto Rican girls. I've dated Dominican girls. I've dated Mexican girls. I dated a girl from Venezuela. They're all fiery. They are all fiery. I never, and I mean never, ever tolerated nonsense. I let them know right out the jump. Yo, you better cut that shit out. I used to tell bitches straight up, yo, your last boyfriend might let you get away with that. That's not how things work here. So if you think that's how this works, then we can go ahead and go our separate ways. Because if you continue being like this, shit's gonna get real. It's gonna get ugly. You want things to be ugly or want things to be easy? Easy? Okay, bet. Shape the fuck up. All you gotta do is flex on these bitches one time, and they know, when they know you're not fucking around, they fall in. And if she doesn't, she belongs to. If she doesn't,
she belongs to the streets.
There you go. Serious on Sharpe Stream says, talk about the minimization of her behavior. Why are we excusing borderline abusive behavior? If this is what she does on camera, what does she do when she argues with her boyfriend? That's a trick question. I don't think she has one. I'm not single. Bitch, just because you're fucking 3 different niggas does not mean you're not single. Sorry about that. That's just not gonna happen. There was another comment in here that I was gonna read. It was a really good one. Damn. It was a really, really good comment. Oh, here it is. Dre Raven says she expected him to blink and try to appease her. When he didn't, she just screeched louder and louder and louder. Real talk. Sirius says she also kept it personal the entire time. I don't remember Donovan telling her eggs dried out 10 years ago and that spinster shouldn't commit on dating. He also says, I thought Donovan kept his tone friendly. He remained strong on his points, but his tone was friendly. She does not have any control over herself. Right. Charles Jr. Kuma the Wise. Actually, Javon Culver. Welcome to Chat Privileges. Appreciate that. Kuma the Wise, member for 2 months, says it shows the lack of respect if when using slurs of other races, just be your best self and respectful. Do that, and the same energy will return to you. It's a little tougher for me reading out of these sunglasses, but I'm choosing looking cool over quality. So, being a little vain today. Charles Jr., $20, says, Jen has said some foul things in the past about black men. Keep cooking these delusional old broads, OG Sharpe. Shout out to Philly, 67 chestnut. Oh, 67 a chestnut. Real talk. I got family out on 42nd and Lancaster. Shout out to West Philly. Nesby, $10, says, biggest regret I have is that I never realized I was that type of dude. I wasted many years buying into that white knight BS. Changing my life for the better now. I'm happier still moving forward. Hell yes. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking. Listen, man, I'm not here to trash women. I simply point out what's really going on so that we can act accordingly. And I'm happy to hear guys are doing this, man. I really, really am. Really, really am. So there is another white knight who, believe it or not, is a little bit worse. Little bit worse. So let's hear what this guy had to say about that entire situation, shall we?
I had a problem with, a couple of his talking points, because I know he's very strong in his conviction with,
he's talking about Lucario and the other guy.
Christian, and that's fine. By the way, shout out to Jen in the room, lovely lady, by the way.
There we go. Shout out to Jen in the room, lovely lady, by the way. This is why these bitches stay out of pocket, guys. This is why they stay out of pocket. Like, these dudes act like they've never seen. Shout out to Jen, lovely lady, by the way. Again, fam, that does not make you more attractive to her. Guys, stop this simping. Man. Fucking hell.
Anyways, so my problem with one of the things he said, aside from him making a very arrogant and bold statement saying everyone should be like me, and even though, shout out to Mr. Lucario, because, in as much as he took the smoke, he gave the smoke. And he stood he stood very well with it. You see what I mean?
Right.
Yes.
But when Anton started going on
that was his name, Anton.
About why arranged marriages
yeah, Anton called Lucario trash. He said you're trash.
Are successful. In my mind, I'm like, what are you talking about? I know people, especially in the Indian community, they complain how horrible it is. I'm like, and in a way, I was kind of hoping you as the lead attorney would jump in there and say, I've had a few of those cases, so where do you get that from? And I was kind of hoping you would have challenged him on that point of view. But
oh, so you wanted him to challenge Anton on the point that not all arranged marriages work. Okay, fair enough.
But I guess maybe for your stance, you was like, nah, that would have been a waste of time to challenge that. You know what I mean?
Listen, no one, and this is the thing about Anton. Anton knows that there are arranged marriages that don't work. I don't like pointing out the obvious. I don't like to jump in and interrupt the flow just to point out something that's obvious.
Yes.
And of course, he backed right off.
And then of course, the one thing that to me was just, completely disrespectful was calling Mr. Lucario trash.
As it was. So he points out, look, the one thing I saw that was really disrespectful was calling Mr. Lucario trash.
And even when he, was like, yeah, I rock with you, but you're still trash.
It was hardcore. It was hardcore. No, I totally get you. I totally get it.
And because he kept going on about his convictions about, I'm a Christian and this is the way it should be and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And so I wanted to get in there and challenge him and say, well, if you feel that way.
Oh, he wanted to get in there and challenge him, huh? Mm-hmm.
And even though Lucario has his lifestyle, but, it's not about which one is the right way. He's just saying, look, I got my thing, you got your thing.
Right.
Let's just be all individuals.
There you go.
That's right. Like different strokes for different folks, right?
Exactly.
No, you're exactly right, Mike. I don't want to. I need to get Jen up here because we're talking about Jen and people.
Here we go.
Let's say something quickly about the Jen situation. First of all, the whole situation with Jen and Donovan, she kept saying stop, and that's when you have to act like, I'm the dad and say, hey, Donovan, chill. Because she kept trying to say, stop. And he kept antagonizing. And, of course, she got heated. So, of course, even though, everybody's arguing the point about, she shouldn't be saying the word nigga, but she got heated and said it.
Huh.
Hey, shit happens.
Oh!
I hear you.
I
hear you.
ha.
Listen,
Wait a minute.
thank
Hold
you
on.
so much,
Hold on.
big time drum Mike. You can always come on. Really appreciate it.
Hold up. My mouse had malfunctioned. Did this nigga really just excuse Jen for using the N-word? Did this nigga really give this bitch a pass for calling a black man the N-word, but he wants to call out Anton for calling Lucario trash? So let me get this straight. It's highly disrespectful for Anton to call Lucario trash. Agree 100%. Highly disrespectful. Highly disrespectful. But this woman calls me a bitch-ass nigga 3 times on the air. And you're excusing that behavior? That's the first thing. What did she tell me to stop? What did she tell me to stop? She kept telling me to chill out. I was chill the entire time. See, he bought into that narrative just like I did. He bought into the narrative. Well, you came in hot. No, actually, I didn't come in hot at all. I was measured. And this old motherfucker wants to come in and listen. He rightfully chastises Anton. For calling Lucario trash. You don't call another man trash. You don't do that. And listen, again, if we're keeping it 100, he would not call Lucario trash if he were up close and personal, right? Men who insult other men on the internet, those guys are cowards because they would never do that to somebody's face. So he rightfully called out Anton for calling Lucario trash. That was Bush League. That was a bad move. But then let's just listen to this again. This is incredible. This is incredible. Incredible, man.
She got heated. So quickly about the Jen situation.
This is unreal.
First of all, the whole situation with Jen and Donovan, she kept saying stop. She didn't tell me stop not one time. No, the reason she got heated is because she was outclassed. The reason she got heated is because she kept trying to trigger me, and I stayed as cool as a fucking polar bear. That's what it was. What she wanted me to stop was being cool. That doesn't excuse her using the N-word, idiot. And that's when you have to act like, I'm the dad and say, hey, Donovan, chill.
So now he's getting on TLA for not telling me to chill. You want to know why he didn't tell me to chill? Because I was chill.
She kept trying to say, stop.
Stop what? Stop what? See, again, this is another man who is stupefied. Stupid being the operative word here. This is another man who is stupefied by females. So much to the point to where he's now making things up. To excuse that bad behavior. This man is literally giving a woman a pass for calling a black man a bitch-ass nigga on the air. This is where we are.
Kept antagonizing, and of course she got heated.
Oh, of course she got heated. What did you expect?
So of course, even though, everybody's arguing the point about, she shouldn't be saying the word nigga, but she got heated and said it.
Oh, yeah, so that's okay. That's okay.
Hey, shit happens.
Oh, shit happens. Did you hear me?
Did you hear me, Jen? You said shit happens. I said shit happens. I did that because you did.
Like, I got news for you, old man. She still ain't sucking your dick, homie. She's not going to fuck you, fam. Like, dude, at some point, you would think that men would figure out that, you know what, maybe white knight for these bitches isn't the way to get into their panties. And the reason why they know this is because it never, ever works.
Nope.
Yet here this guy is, probably in his 60s, shooting a shot.
Shit happens.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
I hear you. Listen, thank you so much, big time.
Oh, look how proud he looks.
I'm Drum Mike. You can always come on. Really appreciate it.
Insanity.
All right, brother.
All right, perfect.
Did he just call that dude brother? So you excused Jen's behavior, but then you're going to call him brother. Oh boy.
All right, Phantom, you're up next, but I want to get you're up right after Jen. You know, I want to give Jen a chance.
Here we go.
Your patience. All right, Jen, can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Thank you so much.
Buckle up.
Thank you for coming on. You heard what the other gentleman had said, and I absolutely want to give you a chance to respond to that.
Definitely. I'm trying. I'll do my best to be concise. I'm on my phone right now. I'm not home. First things first. I don't know that guy. He doesn't know me. He sounds like a Tariq Nasheed minion. I think I mentioned before on your show that Tariq Nasheed went to my Instagram page, took a soundbite of something I said, and then created content, which is what a lot of these guys do.
Yes, but that's not what I did. I didn't take the soundbite. I took the whole fucking interview. I even admitted where I stepped out of line. All right? Go back and watch the video I did yesterday. I said, listen, man, I shouldn't have said this. I shouldn't have interrupted. My bad. I took accountability. So for her to call me, I assume she's talking to me like I'm the Tariq Nasheed person taking one soundbite. No, I didn't take the soundbite. Like the context and everything was there. Everything was there.
You know, they'll take a soundbite and then make 2-3 hour show, even though it has absolutely nothing to do with your narrative or what you said.
Yeah, that's cute because, again, I showed the entire debate.
The scab comment, I will double down. I am not backsliding. I said specifically, I said to black people, black Americans, because there's a difference, right? There's Latinos that say they're black. Everybody has a different definition for everything, like I said before. The videos are still up. I haven't deleted anything. He said...
Do you hear the defiance? The videos are still up. I haven't deleted anything. Apparently she did a video telling black people to stop using their blackness as a scab that people can pick off from. I guess that made a lot of people upset.
Anglo-Saxons, I have never done a panel with a white person, if that's what he meant. I have never let anybody talk to me sideways. You guys know me enough to know. Do you really think that I was on anybody's panel and they talked sideways to me and I didn't say anything? Do you really think that from what you guys have seen? So you can't find one video of me online where some Anglo-Saxon, as he described it, is talking to me any kind of way, any types of greasy. That's the first thing.
Any types of greasy. So she literally just admitting to being just to being a bitch. Y'all know I don't take shit. Got it.
The scab comment, I will double down because it seems that people think that I regret saying it or I shouldn't have said it because she ain't black, right?
See, this bitch has the same problem as my mother. She has the same problem as my mother. I'll never forget. My mom had come to live with Darcy and I for a few weeks. And my mother and I got into a discussion. This is Darcy, my ex-wife. Right. We got into a discussion about her leaving us with our incapable father in Oklahoma to pursue the bad boy up in Detroit. I was 15. My sister was 14. My brother and sister were 13. My youngest brother was 9. This was the time we needed mom and dad the most. my mother decided to selfishly pursue her own path. She had 5 kids to raise, 6 years apart, age 9 to 15. 5 children to raise. She decided that this crackhead-ass nigga up in Detroit was more important than we were. That's what happened. That's what happened. And so her and I are in a discussion about this, and I start to get heated. You know what my mother tells me? She says, you know what, Alex? If I had it to do again, I would do it again. I would do it the same way. She told me this. She told me this in my house. My mother told me that if I had it to do again, if the situation came up again where I had to choose between my children and a crackhead you're chasing up in Detroit, I'd have chose him again. Now, whether or not that was true doesn't really matter. The point is that women like this always double down. They never like to take accountability. They never like to say, I'm sorry. They are never going to be caught dead admitting fault or failure. Ever. Now, this is back when I'm 28. This is back when I'm 27, 28 years old. Right? Years and years later, she came correct and said, look, I fucked up. I fucked up. And I'm sorry. But when I had the discussion with her, nope, I would do it again. This bitch has the same problem that a lot of women have. Even when they know they're wrong, they never admit fault. They simply double down, and they do it defiantly.
I specifically said to black people, stop wearing your blackness like a scab that you let any person pick off and put you through the pain over and over and over again. Stop wearing your blackness in this country like a scab.
Wow. Wow. Dude, no wonder people are feeling some type of way. No wonder people are feeling some type of way. Listen, Kevin Samuels, he has said this before. Kevin's like, yo, don't use your color as an excuse. Fuck that. You have advantages and disadvantages. Okay, so you're a black man. Guess what? You're a man. Advantage man. Fuck all that nonsense. Now, Kevin can say that because, well, Kevin's black. This woman is not black. Just because she calls herself Afro-Latina does not mean that she has black in her.
Be thicker than that. Be stronger than that. I still stick by my words. I will not change it. What Tariq Nasheed did was took that soundbite and said, she said blackness is a scab. She said blackness is a scab. That's what Tariq Nasheed did, and that's what this fool was echoing just now. Just now. The second thing is people are confused. They don't know what Afro-Latino is. I am not responsible for your lack of education. I am not going to sit here and go...
Here we go. I am not responsible for your lack of education. This is something that she has said many, many times. This is something she has said many, many, many times. You can tell because it just flows right off of her tongue.
To a soliloquy of the diaspora and the slave trade, but more than Africans were slaves. Okay, there were slaves in Puerto Rico and slaves in China and slaves in Brazil and Cuba. And
what do slaves in China have to do with the slaves here in America, sweetheart? See, what she's trying to do is she's trying to muddy the waters. Well, there were slaves everywhere. And because there were slaves everywhere, then we can all call... No. The slavery in America affected black people in America. Don't bring in Brazil. Don't bring in Cuba. Don't bring in China. Don't do that. Fuck out of here with that.
Panama and Haiti.
See, here she's giving herself permission to use the N-word.
There were slaves all over the place. I am not responsible for your lack of education.
See, what she does is she repeats herself more slowly. She'll repeat those rehearsed lines more slowly when she runs out of talking points.
An Afro-Latino is not new. I didn't just invent that last week.
Sounds like you might have.
Afro-Latinos have existed since the slave trade.
Oh, so they've existed since the slave trade. Were there Afro-Latinas who were slaves?
Okay, my father aesthetically would look like a regular black African American man.
My father, that is key right there. My father aesthetically would look like the typical American black man. But is he? Is he?
Nope.
You see, if her father was black, she'd have just said that. If her father had any black in her, if her father had any African descent, she would have just said, hey, listen, man, my father, he's 1/8, 1/4 African. No. She says, my father aesthetically would look like the typical American black man. That is what she is using as an excuse to call a black man a bitch-ass nigga on YouTube. That's what she's doing. My father looks like he's probably a black man, so guess what? I'm Afro-Latina. The only thing, listen, the only thing African-American about this chick is her attitude. Listen, if attitudes put you in with the black race, hey, listen, you're in. You are in. You are in. But Jen's not black. She didn't have any black in her. At least, she didn't say that she did. She said that her father looks like he could aesthetically pass for an American black man. That doesn't make him black, sweetheart. And yes, there are black Dominicans, there are black Puerto Ricans, there are black Venezuelans. What we're talking about are African Americans. A black Venezuelan is still Hispanic. You understand? A black Dominican is still Hispanic. That's what that is. Just because your skin tone is black does not mean you are black. She is using her father's aesthetic likeness to a black man as an excuse to use the N-word. Well, what about her mother?
My mother is more of a Spaniard Latina. That's why.
Spaniard Latina. Let's play that again.
Slave trade. Okay, my father aesthetically would look like a regular black African American man.
My father aesthetically would look like doesn't mean he's black, honey.
My mother is more of a Spaniard Latina. That's why I look the way I look. So I'm not,
She doesn't look like she has any black in her at all.
It's funny that people are saying, she's saying the word black, but she can't say, you don't own, the word nigga, I'm sorry. You don't own the word nigga. And yes, I do have a video. My very first video on my channel is trying to get rid of the word nigga. And let's be clear.
So now this woman has said the word nigga 3 times. 3 times she has said this word. This is how tone deaf she is. And see, here's the thing. The reason she keeps using the word is to show that she is unafraid. I am not going to back down. I said nothing wrong. Listen, she can use whatever word she wants to use. It is a free country. Her freedom to use the word nigga is protected under the same First Amendment that gives white people in the South the right to use the word nigger. You can do and say whatever you want. But again, freedom of speech does not mean freedom from consequences. And this is what's happening to her now.
Okay, I am born and raised in the South Bronx. My entire family is black and Latin. I have said the word nigga since I could walk.
That doesn't make it right, sweetie. Doesn't make it right. I've said the word nigga since I could walk.
I stopped saying it, okay, because I didn't like it, because I grew up and I felt there was a better way that we can address each other, whether it's a term of endearment or otherwise. Because people think, well, we changed the word.
Well, wait a minute. If you stopped using it, what happened 2 nights ago? Like, what's that?
What, the French toast?
We made it a term of endearment. That's bullshit, because when you're pissed off at somebody like I was, what do? Bitch ass nigga, fuck boy nigga. You a dumb nigga. You a stupid nigga.
Now 7 times.
So the word hasn't really changed completely to be a term of endearment.
This is
and I said,
insanity.
you know what? And it's gonna sound corny.
This is
One time
unbelievable.
I was watching Oprah, and she said I could no longer use the word that so many people heard while they were being whipped, while they were being murdered, while they were being raped, and that resonated with me. That was the first time I was like, damn. I know again. So yes, my first video on my channel is saying no one owns the word. I don't care who you are. I don't care who you think you is. You don't own the word nigga. It belongs to you.
So she's now said the word nigga 8 times. That's not an accident. She's using it because she's showing people, hey, nah, listen, y'all say whatever y'all want. I'm gonna use it.
See, don't you see why? Don't you see why some people are having a problem with it? If you're saying that no one should use the word, and then you're calling a black man the word nigga.
No, I agree. No one should use the word. But again, it is a part of my vocabulary. Since I was a toddler growing up in the Bronx,
Yes, but you just said you stopped using it. But when TLA calls you out, well, okay, understood. But you called a black man a nigga. She says, that's because it's a part of my vocabulary. She slows down her speech and becomes deliberate when she doesn't quite know which way to go next.
family is both black and Hispanic. It is part of my vocabulary as much as it's part of yours, as much as it's part of anybody's on this panel. It is a part of my vocabulary.
Okay, that's like the 15th time she said this.
Since I was a child.
She said she stopped using it, and she said it 8 times now.
In my environment, in my community, with my family, I decided on my own to curb the word. I decided on my own not to use it. I'm not
until 2 nights ago, right?
Not using it because it belongs to black people.
Do you see this? I'm not using it because it belongs to black people. Translation: I'm not using it because black people are pissed off that I use it. This is that defiance. This is that defiance in her.
Not why I'm not using the word. It belongs to whoever. It is used by whoever comes from communities that I come from.
Oh, so now you're the standard. Got it.
The word nigga with an A at the end is used by everyone who comes from the communities that I come from who are either black or Hispanic.
Now you see the dude in the upper right-hand corner? He's starting to get a little bit fidgety. My man up in the upper right-hand corner is starting to get a little, you can tell he's starting to feel some type of way. Like, you can tell.
Period. And I decided not to use it.
Here's the thing. Like, looking at you, it's clear, and listening to you talk, it's clear that you're Hispanic. But, you know, people classify themselves as what they want to classify themselves in 2021, right?
Yep.
And
Real talk.
You had been asked recently, what do you consider yourself? And you said Afro-Latina, right? So in my mind, I'm thinking, hey, you feel like you're black, right? That's fine. But, you know, and it, you know, that could be the case. I'm just trying to figure out, because it seems like you're saying, well, with the scab comment and black people do this and you guys should not do this and you guys should not do that. It doesn't seem like you feel like you are a part of us.
Uh-oh. And I think this is where TLA started to figure out who she really was. This is when he's like, okay, let me just take a step back. And TLA, dude, shout out to him, because he has superior like, I'm gonna tell you what, man. I'm gonna tell you what. He's got some of the same characteristics as Kevin. Kevin is amazingly cool. He doesn't suffer foolishness. He stays on task. He stays on code. And he makes his points. He makes his points very well. He's not rude to people until they're rude to him.
Or does
No, you're absolutely right. I am not. There's a difference between Afro-Latina and African-American. The cultural differences are there, whether we like it or not. I would never say I am a black American woman.
I would hope
That
not.
is not how. I am not a black American woman. I am an Afro-Latina. I grew up in a Hispanic home. A black American woman would tell you.
Dude, she's really digging. She's digging herself. She keeps digging herself like a deeper and deeper grave, man. I'm starting to feel sorry for her.
The same. I guarantee Scroll through the comments. She ain't black, and it's black women saying it, and it's black men saying it. So why?
See, she keeps reversing skate here. She keeps reversing skate because there is no point. There is no point. See, all she's really doing here is filibustering, right? Like, she can't answer simple questions, and so she is resorting to filibustering. And that is just talking a bunch of gibberish until people just get tired. It's, okay, fine, we agree. You're right.
When I separate myself, why do I get looked at sideways? They know I'm not black, and I know they're not Hispanic. Just
Okay, so again, why are we using the N-word?
because we all have a tan.
Maybe you get looked at sideways because you're making videos talking about, number one, black people shouldn't use their blackness as a scab. And then number two, black people should stop using the word nigger. And then you turn around and call a black man a nigger.
Okay,
Really,
but
nigga?
listen, I said
Just acknowledge a little bit that seems a little fucked up.
Oh, see, he said, just acknowledge just a little bit. That seems kind of fucked up. Just a little bit. Like, he's not pressing her. He's like, yeah, look, kind of fucked up. Like, can we agree that that's just a little bit fucked up? This woman, again, she's not listening. She's listening to respond, and it's just verbal diarrhea. This is her filibustering. Mike T, $5, says, the beta in that dude's voice.
It's over 9,000!
Appreciate that. Beastly Nerd says, why is the West falling? Cause of men simping.
Yep.
DC, $5, says, shit happens is the new excuse for female misbehavior. Yeah, right?
Yeah, shit happens, right? Did you hear me, Jen? I said what you said.
Fucking idiot. Face Facts, $5, says, the succubus has full control over the simp, especially the old simp, mentally and physically. Very good. Stephen Ortiz, $10, says, back when I was in the Army, a senior NCO called me a tard behind my back. He can go to war and fight the enemy, but he doesn't have the balls to tell it to my face. Yeah, exactly. Mr. Shane Vicious, $5, says, what the hell? She's saying Donovan is a minion of Tariq Nasheed? Is like saying Churchill was a minion of Stalin. She's a bloody nitwit. Yeah, that's a good, wow. I could not, dude. That is, let me say this again. Saying Donovan is a minion of Tariq Nasheed is like saying Winston Churchill was a minion of Joseph Stalin. She's a bloody nitwit. Holy moly. I could not have thought of a better comparison. Wow. Very well said, man. Blackmail Media, $2, says she definitely has had black in her before wink. Oh, yeah. Mr. Shane Vicious, $2, says she'd tell Anne Frank to get over the Holocaust. Yeah, right? Exactly. Shane Vicious, again, $2, says I sense she might be black by injection. Well, yeah, that much is true. And again, like women who have been ran through as much as she has, like she has so much male DNA in her, this is part of why she's masculine. Mike T, $5, says she does have black in her, if you catch my drift. Hashtag, she fucks niggas, y'all. Ace Facts, with the $5 super stat, says this is...
Stop the cap.
Afro-Latino only became a thing once reparations became a mainstream talking point. Latinos religiously distance themselves from blackness. Dude, real talk. Real talk. Technological Chaos, $10, says Rita Dolezal is going wild. That's funny. Terry Gaffney. Welcome to Chat Privileges. At Terry Gaffney to welcome him to TSR Towers and the family. Terry, if you would, put your age and location in the chat in case one of us happens to be in your proximity. Maybe we'll stop by and grab a beer. Or 10. Blackmail Media, $2, says, how did that resonate with her, but she's not black? Yeah, exactly. Like, this is all cap. Jeepers Creepers, $5, says she takes no accountability. She also replies to every comment, oh boy, on her video. She laughs through her pain of being 47 and lonely. Yeah. Yes. Brock Landers, like the name, says, keep doing your thing, bro. Appreciate that. Chris Johnson, $5, Bronx, heard Hispanic kids on the 2 train all the time talking like that. She's not wrong from that perspective. Still wrong. No, I agree. $5. Technological Chaos says Rita Dolezal short bus at best. Yeah, she's not. She's not too. Listen, man, Jen. She's not too bright. She's not too bright. I think that's obvious at this point. Khalif Salahuddin says she sounds just like those white people trying to justify using it. Why aren't black women trying to cancel her instead of Kevin Samuels? You want to know why, Khalif? Because that's the way the black community is. The black community cancels. They turn on their best and brightest. That's just what they do. Listen, it's run by women. What do you think is going to happen? Good question. Silexiel 2, $5 says dudes out here simping for a woman who's damn near 50 is the epitome of a new low. Real talk. Jeepers Creepers $5 says she makes acronyms like blurs to shame smart black men, but calls them the N-word too. Seems like she doesn't like black men. Daddy issues. Maybe. But I know one thing. She fucks niggas, y'all. Ostrike, welcome to Chat Privileges. At Ostrike to welcome him to the TSR Towers family. Ostrike, please put your age and location in the chat. Age and location in the chat. In case one of us is close by, come by and grab beer. The Demon Foxy says his body language was far from touchy-feely when he got out to greet that woman. Right. Exactly. It's about to get real good. Here we go.
I can't acknowledge that because that's not what I did. I said I.
Oh, whoa, uh-oh. Let's see. Listen to this.
Okay, but listen, I said
acknowledge a little bit that seems a little fucked up.
I can't acknowledge that because that's not what I did.
That's not what you did? You didn't call me a bitch-ass nigga? Let's go to the tape.
You could never date me. You could never date me.
Probably not.
Okay. So is that my fault? Like,
no, not your fault.
Because let me tell you what's another problem in society in general. People do not ride their lane, okay? And they end up bitter and barking at people like you are today right here. They don't end up in their lane. Men want women, okay, that they can't maintain, and women want men that they can't maintain. Point blank, period. Then they get dragged through the mud, and then they hate everybody. Stay in your lane. You know what you look like. You know you're balding. I guarantee you have a gut. You play games all day. You're the biggest blurred, probably, that you freaking know, right?
Oh, baby.
Get you a woman that wants a guy that plays video games all day, although he's in his 30s and 40s, doesn't work out, probably doesn't eat right, probably stinks. Stay in your lane. And then you won't get mad at the women that rejected you. Same thing for the women. Same thing for the women. It's just like the followers of Derek Jackson. Half of them are fat, unattractive, and then they're mad at men because men don't want them to take advantage of them. Stay in your lane. I don't care what you look like, what you're into, what you want. Stay in your lane and you won't be online barking at people because of your bad experiences. I guarantee all the women that you've had bad experiences with were out of your league, or you couldn't tell, I'm not really feeling this dude. I'm going to get X, Y, and Z because he's a complete idiot. So I'm going to get X, Y, and Z. And you failed to see that. So you can't take that out on anybody else. Accountability and responsibility is yours. It's yours.
I preach accountability. Listen, you're right. I do. I preach personal accountability. I tell guys all the time, listen, you can't be a fat fuck living with your mama talking about I need a dime. That's bullshit. But by the same token, if you're a woman and you're loud and boisterous like you are, you can't expect a high value.
I'm not with you. Rewind this video, okay? Don't pull that bullshit with me. I reciprocate energy.
I'm very respectful.
Okay? I reciprocate energy. You called me out my name. I called you out of yours. I have never done that on this platform. I have never once done that on this platform. If you walk in, I can go bitch mode. Don't play with me. Don't pull that card. You came in like a complete bitch ass nigga, and I'm responding.
Ad hominem attacks.
Gentlemen, and that's how I will respond. Don't pull that with me. Yeah. Don't pull that with me. You're not gonna be slick. Don't pull that with me. You came in here like a bitch in heat, and I reciprocated. So don't tell me I'm loud and boisterous now.
You are loud and boisterous.
I'm loud with you. And that's why you're bitter about women, because this is the energy you give them, and they give it back, and then you want to point the finger at them.
Hold on. It kind of sounds.
I think we have the right mindset. I think, and Kevin says this all the time, men and women are better together, man. And you want to know something, man? Like I did the player days. I was out in Vegas, you know, dude, strippers and blowing all that. It was a good time. But that life damn near swallowed me up. And the interesting thing is as much of a magic carpet ride that 8.5 years in Sin City was, my life now in a relationship, though it has different challenges, my life is 10 times better. Is it as exciting? Well, no, I'm 44. I'm not 34, right? A funny thing happens when you have a lot of experiences with women, good or bad. You grow up. You kind of grow out of it. Listen, man, I showed my video game controller just to kind of troll you. Dude, this is a Nintendo Switch. I've been meaning to play this. I don't have time to play video games. You want to know why?
You can't troll me. I think you're corny, so you can't troll me. I knew you had a video game console. I knew you played video games. How did I know that? How do I know that without asking?
Hold on now. Probably Obama plays video games. Like, come on, video games.
Playing video games and dudes that sit in dungeons like he has and play video games. There's a difference. There's a difference. I don't have a beef with video games, but this dude is a dungeon video game player. I know.
First of all, this is not a dungeon. Wait, Jen, come on now. Wait, Jen, hold on. You're a content creator too. You know that's a nice studio that Donovan has. Shout out to the production.
I don't give a shit what she thinks. But what you guys are seeing here is that she's continuing the name calling, even though I went respectful. So you can continue to act like the pit bull you are. I'm going to keep my cool because the mask is off. We know who you are. You're loudmouth.
Right. And you're a bitch ass nigga.
Yep. You got that right.
The mask are off. The mask are off.
Absolutely.
You're a bitch ass bitter nigga. It's okay
that. And what did she say that she didn't say?
Black man a nigga.
Okay, but listen, I
said acknowledge a little bit that seems a little fucked up.
I can't acknowledge that because that's not what I did.
That's not what I did. Oh boy. Oh boy.
I'm just saying it seems. I'm not saying what you did. I'm just saying to outsiders, right, who have all this background information about you having some video with this Tariq guy, right? And to other people who have this background knowledge of you saying that, you know, black people should not use their blackness as a scab, black people should stop using the word nigga, and then you turn around in an argument and call a black man a nigga.
Okay, but you see what you just said.
Can I finish?
Go ahead.
Doesn't that seem a little fucked up?
The way you worded it, yes, but that is not what I did. So we have to go with facts. Not what it looks like. I'm not responsible for interpretations.
So it's not what it looks like, and now he's misinterpreting it. Is he?
I'm not going to comment people.
I'm just asking you, what did you do? Jen, you said that's not what I did. Fine. So the question is, what did you do?
I made a video where I said everyone should stop using the
word
nigga.
But you still used it.
Everyone. I didn't direct it at black people. I didn't say, hey, good morning, black people. You need to stop using the word nigger.
She literally said that. Now, she didn't say good morning, black people. She said black people need to stop using their race as a scab. But when you say people need to stop using the word nigga, who the fuck do you think? Who do you think she's talking to? What, is she talking to white people? She's damn sure not talking to them.
I explained my history with that word.
Okay, so everyone should stop using the word nigger.
Everyone.
Fine. And then you made a video saying that black people wear their blackness as a scab.
In response to the hypersensitivity and the current environment of racial sensitivity.
Oh God.
Okay.
Here we go.
The video, you can interpret it however you see fit. The video is still on my Instagram. On the Block with Jen, it is still on my Instagram.
Still on my Instagram. I'm doubling down.
I was very clear. I was telling black people specifically, okay, because of the current times, stop.
She said, I didn't say black people. I didn't wake up and say good morning, black people. But then she says, I told black people only.
Being hypersensitive. Stop letting people bait you into every little conversation. For instance, today
That's literally exactly what I did.
You started with, I think that guy was mimicking an ape. That comes from your experiences, right? he could have been mimicking a caveman, but your interpretation was, no, he's mimicking an ape, right?
No. I said this is what it could be to me, but I'm putting it forth to you. You guys make the decision, right? How do I know? You guys, this is what it looks like to me.
Uh-oh.
You guys make the decision. In fact, I used the word jury. I said you
Yes,
guys
he did.
decide. You are the jury.
See, this is TLA's diplomacy on full display. Like, look, I mean, listen, you can tell, things are starting to get heated, but his body language is cool. And he does this on purpose just so that he can stay under control.
That's what I said.
So then what's the difference when I make a video saying, stop wearing your blackness like a scab and letting people pick it off?
I don't think. I'm not sure. Let me back up. I'm not sure if you hadn't seen the beginning of this. Well, you might not understand the context. The context isn't the scab comment. In the last video. Some people had a problem with you calling Donovan Sharpe a nigga. That's where it came from. The only person that mentioned the scab comment was this the last gentleman that was on. So it seemed, but I didn't know about the scab comment, and I didn't know about this whole you making a video saying that no one should use the N-word. I just knew that you classified yourself as Afro-Latina, but now, so I thought you were kind of inclusive. But now it seems like you're saying, no, you black people need to stop doing this. Everyone needs to stop saying the N-word. You black people need to stop doing this.
That's right.
And then you turn around and call a black man a nigga.
Right.
Yeah, but the way you're wording it, right? You're villainizing
Oh my God.
my words now.
Are you serious? Are you kidding me? You're villainizing my words? Wow. You guys heard what she called me. But he's villainizing.
That's what you're doing. That's what you're doing. You called the black man a nigga. Listen to how that sounds.
Uh-oh. Now, this is when it gets real. This is when it gets real. When TLA moves everybody off the screen, this is Kobe Bryant with 5 seconds left waving everybody off. I'm going ISO. I'm about to win the game. It's just me and him. He said, fuck it.
Villainizing your words.
Yes, you are. Listen to how that sounds. Okay.
Is it not a fact? Wait. Okay, let's take a step back. Because
he is amazingly cool, dude. Like I was, and I'm gonna tell you what, dude. Like she tried me even harder, and I didn't flinch. But, whew.
Talking about villainizing, you're labeling, right? Is it a fact or is it not a fact that you called a black man a nigga?
It is a fact that I called a black man a bitch ass nigga.
Oh my God. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable. She said so she finally admitted it.
I didn't even want to make it that worse, right? So don't tell me that I am villainizing your words when I am stating facts, Jen. I just had to get on somebody else recently about us being intellectually honest on this platform. Don't tell me that I'm what did you say, villainizing your words when I'm stating a fact, because it looks like you're trying to escape accountability for what came out of your own mouth, and you're 47 years old.
Now the gloves are off. That TLA said, all right, fuck this. Enough is enough. Like, bitch, you're yelling. You're out of pocket on my platform. Time for me to check that ass.
Like, I'm not talking to a 15-year-old here. All right? So don't tell me that I'm villainizing your words when I'm just stating a fact.
Yes, sir.
You see where I'm coming from?
I see where you're coming from, and the reason why I said you're villainizing it is because if someone just took what you just said, just the soundbite,
oh my God,
you called a black man a nigga.
Isn't that what happened?
Without context, without seeing that this man was disrespecting me.
Without seeing this man
repeatedly.
This man was disrespecting me repeatedly. I've actually talked about this in Womanese. Take a look and listen.
You're disrespecting me. You're not treating me like a princess.
Today's women characterize any behavior that doesn't put them on a pedestal and is tolerant of bad behavior as disrespectful. Ignore these accusations and stand your ground.
That's it. He was disrespecting me. I was never disrespectful to that woman. Never. I was never, ever disrespectful. Didn't call her names. I called her honey, baby, boo-boo, blah, 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 because that was my way of fighting back. This woman was disrespectful the entire time. Let's actually take a look through this sequence. Let's take a look through this sequence. So you guys saw my opening salvo. Cool, calm, and collected. Oh, you came in hot, blah, 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 blah. We saw clearly that was untrue. Let's look at Jen's response to my opening salvo. Here we go.
Backstage seething, okay? There's no right or wrong here. You have an opinion, I have an opinion. Men take advantage of women, fact. Yes. Women take advantage of men, fact.
Yes.
All right, you're talking about men are supposed to be the financial providers, and that's what they're supposed to do. First of all, men are constantly preaching 50-50. A man just said if a woman doesn't go Dutch, she's for the rejecting because he's emotional about it.
Okay, but go ahead, Jen. Go ahead. Okay.
I don't know. I don't care. We've all been through some BS with the opposite sex. If you're a heterosexual person, you've been run through the mill or been had or whatever, or been lied to, whatever. It happens, okay? Women take advantage of men. Men take advantage of women. He just said something. Oh, but when a man gets over, God forbid. What are you talking about? Men get women pregnant and dump them to raise children. Women use men for food. That is the human way with men and women. But it sounds to me more like you didn't want to debate me. You wanted to debate your experiences and you're projecting. And I'm like, I can't help you with that, sir. Okay? And you can address me as Jen. I don't have to be honey, baby, sweetie, boo-boo. I don't have to be all of that. Relax. We can have this discussion. Okay, but you're projecting. I've been through things too, like every other woman with a man. I'm not projecting at you. I'm not saying all men are dogs. You just said that. I don't think all men are dogs. I don't think all men are dogs, but you just threw that at me as if that's my point of view. And as far as, oh, you can't speak for a man because you're not a man. I can never speak for a man. You can't speak for a woman, but because we are heterosexual individuals, I can talk about my experience with men and you can talk about your experience with women, but you're coming in too hot and I didn't do it to you, honey, baby, sweetie, boo-boo. I didn't do it to you. I have my opinions.
I prefer boo-boo, actually.
Okay. Well.
So there is a little lighthearted humor there in my defense. But again, she's all over the place. A man leaves a pregnant wife to go raise a family. She's all over the place. Then she says, you said that all girls are dogs. I didn't say that. I didn't do that to you, sweetie. I never addressed her personally. I never said, you are the type of woman who does this. Never said that. Never made it personal. Listen, men do this to women, blah, 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 blah. But she takes everything personally. She takes everything personally to give herself an excuse to misbehave. I didn't do it to you, sweetie. Bitch, I never told you that you did. Never told you that you did. Honey, baby, sweetie. So, as you can see, when I addressed her, I was not disrespectful. Let's take a look at the next sequence. This is my response to her right after we got done. Tell me if you can find the disrespect. All hot and heavy. You said I'm projecting. Listen.
You are.
Okay, that's fine. You can say whatever you want because that seems to be the boilerplate template for someone who's in their feelings, and that's okay. You're a woman. I'm not mad at you. What I'm telling you is that millions of men didn't just all of a sudden wake up and decide, you know what? We're going to shit on women. We're going to make up all of these grandiose stories about how we get screwed over by women, and we're just going to put it on the internet. No, that's not how it happened. Men found each other because they have similar experiences. A guy in Nebraska says, you know what? My wife started talking trash about a guy that she was working with. Come to find out, she was sleeping with him. A guy in Florida says, you know what? I have the similar situation done to me. Another guy up in, I don't know, Washington says, you know what? I've been married to my wife for 15 years and I just found out my oldest daughter isn't mine. A guy down in Texas says the same thing happened to me. So in terms of people disagreeing, listen, we can disagree all we want to, but to disqualify it as, hey, these are just your isolated experiences. There are millions of men with millions of the same or similar stories. We all didn't just get up and decide to lie. That's all there is to it. We all have the same experiences. Yes, we've all been burned by women. I've been burned by more women than I care to admit. All I seek to do is to, and I never said that women were dogs. What I said is that women she'll do 100 guys in a row. She'll do them dirty. She'll cheat on them, blah, 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 blah. This doesn't mean that women are bad. This is not an indictment on the female species. What I'm trying to tell you is that millions of men didn't just all of a sudden get together and decide to lie on women. So to disqualify one's experiences, well, you experience this. What kind of women are you dating? We're all dating the same pool of women, and they all act the same way. And it is incumbent upon us as men to deal with them accordingly. And that's that. Oh, and that's that. Jen. See? I addressed her by her name. After she said, honey, boo-boo, sweetie, blah, 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 blah. I said, okay, all right, I'll take a step back. I'll try to show her some respect. Maybe she'll show me some respect. But as you can see, I'm measured. I'm to the point. I don't get personal. I called her by her name. That all seemed pretty calm to me. So let's take a look at her response to what I just said. You guys will see this escalating. This is a theme. Here we go.
Okay, so let me respond. What's your name?
What's that?
What is your name?
Boo-boo.
His name is Donovan Sharpe. He's an OG. He's an OG in this space. Yeah, Donovan's the man.
Although he's playing Captain Obvious now, right? I never said that it was just your experience, but I guarantee it was your experience. I can tell by how you jumped on here.
Okay,
is
exactly what you said.
Came in here like a bitch in heat. Okay, so I know it was your experience. So I'm not saying that it was just yours. We're all experiencing the same thing as human beings. Okay, so you're saying, oh, you think men are lying? Men are lying? We just ran into each other? No, you're not lying. Women find women who have been burned. We do it at the beauty shop, at the beauty salon, getting our nails done, at the party, at the tea party. We find each other. Oh, really? That happened to you? Well, a guy did X, Y, and Z to me. That's what human beings do, Captain Obvious. So when men get together, and now with the manosphere and YouTube, all you guys got together who've been burned and are bitter as hell. And I was like, we have a club. Let's get those women. No shit, Sherlock. Captain Obvious, that is what happens. You're still not getting my point. Shit happens between men and women. Shit happens. Well, when was the last time a man broke up with a woman? Women break up with men. Shit happens. Men get women pregnant and bounce and don't take care of the children. Shit happens. Why are you so upset?
So she asks me, why are you so upset? Why are you so upset? Did you guys see? Did I look upset to you? I wasn't loud. I didn't come in hot like she claimed. I was not mad at all. I was simply bringing forth my points. That is the very definition of projection. Why are you so mad? You came in here barking, sweetheart. You barked the whole time. Hemlar says funny. She sounds like a bitch in heat right now. Yeah, exactly. All of that was projection. You sound like a bitch in heat. She sounded like a bitch in heat, so she said you came in here like a bitch in heat. Why are you so mad? She was mad, so she projected that onto me. So, after all of that, I'm going to play my response. I'm going to play my response to her. And again, she keeps coming after me. She keeps trying to escalate. She keeps trying to bait me. I kept it 100, kept it professional, and here's how it went. This condescension that she's showing, all of this, and what you don't even know what projection means. Every woman when they're losing an argument, you're projecting. Let me clue you in on something. I have absolutely no problem with, and I've said this all the time. A lot of guys have a problem with women who are gold diggers, right? Well, she's just a gold digger. She just wants him because of his money. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with a woman choosing a man because he has money any more than there's anything wrong with a man who chooses a woman based on the way she looks. This is biology. What I came on to tell you is that the dating market is not as simple as you think it is.
It is for me, though. It is for me.
I'm talking now. I need you to please listen. I'll let you respond. You just got to let me finish and then make your point. I think this is a good discourse. Okay. So there it was. So she tries to cut me off and said, no, listen. And guys, this is all in succession. This is all in chronological order. I said, well, hold on. Let me finish. Listen, I'll let you respond. I said, I'll let you respond. You got to let me finish. This is a good discourse. Guys, I'm trying to reel her in. I'm trying to calm her down. You guys saw 2-3 segments in a row. I'm clearly trying to be a little bit more respectful so that respect might be reciprocated. I said, hey, listen, this is a good discourse. Listen, I'll let you respond. Just got to let me finish. Totally cool. Where was the disrespect there? Where was the disrespect there? This is when shit started to get real. This was her response to what I just said. Here we go.
Can I respond now?
Yeah, absolutely, Jen.
I would really appreciate it if you just call me by my name. Is that impossible for you to have respect to call me by my name?
Yes, that's impossible, honey.
It's impossible? Then I'm going to call you a fuckboy. Is that okay?
Okay, listen, let's everybody.
Ah, yes. There it was. Yes, I called her honey baby sweetie. I called her by her name more than I called her honey baby sweetie. I called her by her name more than I called her honey baby sweetie, but she wanted to continue arguing. So she tried to, and that was, see, it didn't really have anything to do with that, maybe. I think she was just trying to get me to comply in some way. I was non-compliant. I was standing my ground. She's like, okay, no, look, I need this dude to comply. I need him to get to say yes to something. I need him to agree with me on something. Would not let her have it. Would not let her have it. Even though everyone knows that I was calling her Jen most of the time. Is it possible for you? I said, nope, that's not possible. I was not going to give it to her. So that was me clearly saying, okay, I've had enough. I'm not going to yell at you. I'm not going to call you names. But I'm not going to give you respect you clearly have not earned. You guys, listen, chronological order. This is a back and forth. She is repeatedly disrespectful. I try to reel her in by trying to be respectful, calling her by her name. Look, I'll let you finish. I'll let you respond. Just let me finish. All that stuff. But Gabe wants to say that I'm instigating. And whoever that old ass nigga was, bitch ass nigga. That's right, I said it. Old man, you're a bitch ass nigga. Like, fuck out of here with that. When did she tell me to stop? Dumbass. But you can see that regardless of my efforts to try to civilize things, she just kept going. She just kept going. So when she asked me for a little respect, I said, fuck no. I'm not about to give you no respect. I tried that the last 3 segments. You just continued running your mouth and calling me names. That's what you did. So now shit is about to get real. And here's how that went. The deal. And see, this is why you're single, because you don't really know when to shut up.
What makes you think I'm single? This is what I'm talking about. You men come here and project everything that you feel. You're single. I bet between you and I, you're the single one. I bet you're single. This is what I'm talking about. You're too bitter to have a normal conversation. And you're not going to talk at me because I'm not your mama and I'm not your ex. You're going to respect me or not address me at all.
You're going to respect me or not address me at all. You're going to respect me or not address me at all. I tried respecting her. That got me nowhere. Now, just because you don't respect someone does not automatically mean that you disrespect them. I was just not going to comply. I tried being nice. I tried to be civil. She wasn't here for it. And here, of course, is the kill shot. Literally, Jen probably ending her content creation career.
You could never date me. You could never date me.
Probably not.
Okay. So is that my fault? Like,
No, not your fault.
Because let me tell you what's another problem in society in general. People do not ride their lane. Okay, and they end up bitter and barking at people like you are today, right here. They don't end up in their lane. Men want women, okay, that they can't maintain, and women want men that they can't maintain. Point blank, period. Then they get dragged through the mud, and then they hate everybody. Stay in your lane. You know what you live through. You know you're balding. I guarantee you have a gut. You play games all day. You're the biggest blurred, probably, that you freaking know, right?
Oh, baby.
Get you a woman that wants a guy that plays video games all day, although he's in his 30s and 40s, doesn't work out, probably doesn't eat right, probably stinks. Stay in your lane. And then you won't get mad at the women that rejected you. Same thing for the women. Same thing for the women. It's just like the followers of Derek Jackson. Half of them are fat, unattractive, and then they're mad at men because men don't want them to take advantage of them. Stay in your lane. I don't care what you look like, what you're into, what you want. Stay in your lane, and you won't be online barking at people because of your bad experiences. I guarantee all the women that you've had bad experiences with were out of your league, or you couldn't tell, I'm not really feeling this dude. I'm going to get X, Y, and Z because he's a complete idiot. So I'm going to get X, Y, and Z. And you failed to see that. So you can't take that out on anybody else. Accountability and responsibility is yours. It's yours.
I preach accountability. Listen, you're right. I do. I preach personal accountability. I tell guys all the time, listen, you can't be a fat fuck living with your mama talking about I need a dime. That's bullshit. But by the same token, if you're a woman and you're loud and boisterous like you are, you can't expect a high value.
I'm not with you. Rewind this video, okay? Don't pull that bullshit with me. I reciprocate energy.
Very respectful.
Okay? I reciprocate energy. You called me out my name. I called you out of yours. I have never done that on this platform. I have never once done that on this platform. A dog walk in, I can go bitch mode. Don't play with me. Don't pull that card. You came in like a complete bitch ass nigga, and I'm responding.
Ad hominem attacks.
Gentlemen, and that's how I will respond. Don't pull that with me. Yeah. Don't pull that with me. You're not gonna be slick. Don't pull that with me. You came in here like a bitch in heat, and I reciprocated. So don't tell me I'm loud and boisterous now.
You are loud and boisterous.
I'm loud and with you. And that's why you're bitter about women, because this is the energy you give them, and they give it back, and then you want to point the finger at them.
Hold on. It kind of sounds.
I think we have the right mindset. I think, and Kevin says this all the time, men and women are better together, man. And you want to know something, man? Like I did the player days. I was out in Vegas, dude, strippers and blowing all that. It was a good time. But that life damn near swallowed me up. And the interesting thing is as much of a magic carpet ride that 8.5 years in Sin City was, my life now in a relationship, though it has different challenges, my life is 10 times better. Is it as exciting? Well, no, I'm 44. I'm not 34, right? A funny thing happens when you have a lot of experiences with women, good or bad. You grow up. You kind of grow out of it. Listen, man, I showed my video game controller just to kind of troll you. Dude, this is a Nintendo Switch. I've been meaning to play this. I don't have time to play video games. You want to know why?
You can't troll me. I think you're corny, so you can't troll me. I knew you had a video game console. I knew you played video games. How did I know that? How do I know that without asking?
Hold on now. Probably Obama plays video games. Like, come on, video games.
Playing video games and dudes that sit in dungeons like he has and play video games. There's a difference. There's a difference. I don't have a beef with video games, but this dude is a dungeon video game player. I know.
First of all, this is not a dungeon. Wait, Jen, come on now. Jen, hold on. You're a content creator too. That's a nice studio that Donovan has. Shout out to the production.
I don't give a shit what she thinks. But what you guys are seeing here is that she's continuing the name calling, even though I went respectful. So you can continue to act like the pit bull you are. I'm going to keep my cool because the mask is off. We know who you are. You're loudmouth.
Right. And you're a bitch ass nigga.
Yep. You got that right.
The masks are off. The masks are off.
Absolutely.
You're a bitch ass bitter nigga. It's okay
that. And that, of course, was the nail in the coffin. That was the nail in the coffin. So after seeing all that, she wants to say what?
Just took what you just said, just the soundbite. You called a black man a nigger without context, without seeing that this man was disrespecting me repeatedly and calling me out of my name. If they just
okay, so did anybody see any disrespect or hear any disrespect between yesterday and today? So because what you call disrespect, that gave you the right to call me a bitch-ass nigga 3-4 times. Is that it? Okay.
Your soundbite. That's what Tariq Nasheed does. That's what Tariq Nasheed did in my video.
I am not in control of sound.
But I am not backsliding. I am not backsliding. I am not being unaccountable. I called a bitch ass nigga a bitch ass nigga. That is my language. That is my vocabulary.
Oh, there it is. She doubled down again. How about that?
And it's always been. Now, with that said, yes, I reverted back to my roots. That is how we've always.
I'm going back to my roots.
Talk where we come from. But that doesn't mean that I like using the word. I reverted back to my roots. I still say everybody should stop saying nigga. Everybody. Not just me, everybody. And I wasn't talking at, and I wasn't talking at.
Finally. Yep, there it is. TLA is like, yo, this is hypocritical. Like, again, she's talking in circles. She's filibustering. She's not making any sense. And TLA is like, dude, like, this is... No.
No, sir. I was... at black people. The video is still up. The video is still up on Instagram. Judge for yourself. Watch the video and then tell me if I was going at black people and telling them that they wear their blackness as a scab. I'm not responsible for your hypersensitivity.
I'm not responsible for your hypersensitivity. Wow. The nerve. Holy shit, man.
What the French toast?
Oh my God. Woo.
I am not responsible for your hypersensitivity. I am not responsible for your misinterpretations. I'm responsible for my words, and I stand by them. That's why the video is still up.
So you stand by. So you stand by calling Donovan Sharpe this bitch ass nigga when you're making videos saying no one should use the word nigga, and making videos talking about how black people wear their blackness as a scab.
Uh-oh. You see, what's happening here is called being sharp-angled. Being sharp-angled is sort of a slang term in the sales business. You use their own words against them. So every time they try to reverse skate, you've got those words. So for example, if a man walks into a mattress store. Good afternoon, Mr. Jones. What are you looking for today? I'm looking for a king size. Oh, okay. Do you live alone? Are you married? Oh, well, I'm married. Ooh. You're married? Well, what's wrong with being married? No. Listen. Marriage is great. Marriage is awesome. But I usually like for couples to be in here together because a lot of times there's a little bit of a disagreement on what the mattress should feel like, right? And the customer's nodding, right? Yeah, right. And so, I mean, listen, you can take a look around indicating that I'm not going to help you, but if you are in a position to make a decision free and independent of your wife today, I can certainly help you. It's up to you. This gets him every time. Oh, well, I make the decisions. I'm the boss. Oh, okay. All right. Just listen, I don't want to get you in trouble. I'm not going to get in trouble. I wear the pants in the family. So then 20 minutes later, after the sales pitch and he makes his decision, he tries to say, well, I got to talk to my wife about this. And I say, well, wait a minute, Mr. Jones. 20 minutes ago, you told me that you could make a decision free and independent of your wife. That is called being sharp-angled. TLA just sharp-angled her. He got her to verify time after time again that she is not going to back down. She's going to double down every time. She's unapologetic. And so now TLA is like, okay, so you stand by your words, huh? You stand by calling a black man a bitch-ass nigga, even though you're making videos talking about black people should stop using the word nigga, and you're telling black people they should stop using their race as a scab? You're going to stand by that?
And yet you call a black man a bitch ass nigga. That's what you stand by?
I don't.
I'm asking you a question.
Let me answer. You ask me. Let me answer.
Do not listen. Wait, I don't know where you're from. You're not going to scream at me, especially on my own platform.
Dude.
So then let me answer.
Listen, no. You listen.
Whoa. Uh-oh. Said, oh, you listen. He said, no, you listen. See, at this point, TLA's had enough. He's like, that's a wrap. You ain't finna disrespect the platform like that.
Nope.
You know, I don't know where you're from. Like, who raised some of these people? You're making all these videos, and it's clear to everybody the hypocrisy. I'm asking you very simple questions, and you're screaming. Why are you screaming?
Well, that's simple, TLA, because she doesn't have an argument, and she knows it. So she is using the filibuster technique to try to get you to say, okay, you're right. Fuck it. Fuck it. You're right.
You're 47 years old.
Uh-oh.
I'm just asking you very simple questions, Jen. If you don't want to answer them, fine, but you don't have to scream at everybody. No one wants to hear a 50-year-old woman scream.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Now, if you say you stand by everything you said, then that's fine. Fine. But now I understand why a lot of people had a problem.
See, this is his realization, right? He tried to understand it from her point of view. He really did. But it became clear to him that she only uses blackness when it's convenient for her. When she calls somebody a bitch-ass nigga, that's my culture. I was raised around Hispanic and black people. That's my culture. But then when it comes to telling black people what to do, you people need to quit using the word nigga. You people need to stop using your blackness as a scab. There's a clear diversion there. You see, Jen exposed herself as someone who wants to perpetrate like she's one of us, but her true intentions, she doesn't see herself as one of us. She doesn't. And that was clear. And TLA has just come to this realization.
I was only operating under the one piece of information that I had when you said a couple of streams ago that you consider yourself an Afro-Latino, so I thought you were part of the in group. But you're not, and then you're not. Listen. All right, so do you feel like you owe Donovan Sharpe an apology for calling him a bitch ass nigger, or no?
First of all, I'm 47. I'm not 50, but I know what happens in the manosphere, right? I know the ageism in the manosphere.
Sweetheart, you're 47. You may as well be 50. It's not gonna matter.
I'm 47. Second, nobody should have used the word nigga. Not even.
I'm just asking if you feel like you owe him an apology. That's all I
I think that we both owe each other apologies.
Ah, here we go.
I think that we both owe each other apologies.
Is that right?
What do you think you owe him an apology for, Jen?
And no, I shouldn't have been screaming.
Jen, I have a question. What do you think you owe him an apology for?
For calling him out of his name. Absolutely. Okay. Absolutely, for calling him out of his name. But I think we both owe each other apologies because we both got hyper. But I'm not going to apologize for what I observe and what I comment on. I'm not going to do it. And the reason why I was...
You can't make this stuff up. You can't make this up. Unbelievable. Yeah, okay, I may have fucked up, but I stand by what I said.
Just yelling, and I don't want to be yelling on anybody's platform, not just...
But you did.
Yours, but on anybody's platform. Is because when I come on this platform, you have to understand the energy. I have 500 idiots in your chat section coming at me. And then I have you correcting me. And then I have panelists coming at me. And I've been holding my own.
All right. Listen. You know, we got one rule here.
That was it. He canceled her. That was it. That was the last straw. Here's why.
There's so few rules. There's so few rules on this show, and you've seen it, right? You've seen it. The one rule we have, though, which I have enforced always, is that when you're up here, we don't disrespect the chat. We just don't do it.
What are we doing?
Right? You know, you can talk to me, and you really should be talking to me anyway. I don't really like so much when people are looking at the comments. Because we're up here in a conversation. But you're saying, oh, there are 500 idiots in the chat. These idiots are supporting me.
That's the last of it. In the end, guys, the net of it, as Kevin likes to say, is that Jen was... My intent was not to go on and expose her. I didn't know anything about her. All I knew is that she was talking a bunch of jibber jabber, and I was in the chat saying, this woman has no idea what she's talking about. I was not going to go on the stream because I didn't want to talk about the fresh and fit Abin preach thing. That's not something I'm going to do. But I said, you know what? Let me try to set straight what she's talking about, because a lot of people actually men gave credence to the nonsensical gibberish this woman was spewing. So I said, okay, all right, let me jump on here and try to explain what's really happening. And what ended up happening is she got exposed. She got exposed. Yes, you can take the earplugs out, Slapduck. It's over. It's over. Finally. She got exposed, guys. She got exposed. She tried to portray herself as someone who was feminine and docile and blah, 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 blah. And it took 3 minutes. 3 minutes to unmask her. She calls herself an Afro-Latina, even though neither her father nor her mother is black. She gave herself permission to use the word nigga several different times. Well, he disrespected me. No, I didn't. I disrespected her not one time. I didn't call her out of her name. I didn't call her names. I called her honey, baby, sweetie, boo-boo, whatever. And if that's what she considers disrespect, I can't imagine what happens when someone actually disrespects her. Then she goes with well, I'm Afro-Latina. I was raised around black people. There's precious little evidence of that in your vernacular. Like, just because a woman says something doesn't make it true. Just because a woman says she's Afro-Latina doesn't mean she's Afro-Latina. She didn't say her dad was black. She didn't say her mother was black, but she's still Afro-Latina. Fuck out of here. I said it earlier. Just because you let niggas fuck you does not mean you can call black people niggas. I don't care who you are. I don't give a damn who you are. Jen was exposed. She was exposed in so many ways. People saw her for who and what she really was, which was basically just dude, Jen's a basic bitch. She's a basic bitch, dude. She's 3 years from half a hundred. She's looking for clout. And listen, I'll be honest. Like, she looks above average for a 47-year-old. She does. I'm not going to sit here in front. Like, she looks good for 47. Until, of course, she opens her mouth. That's when the avalanche starts. But then we have Gabriel and whoever the fuck that old guy was making excuses for her terrible behavior and thanking TLA for checking me for being intellectual dishonest. Yeah, I appreciated that. Yeah, I'm sure you did. I'm sure you did. Both of those guys have desert dick. And if they do fuck abroad, it ain't gonna be Jen. And believe it or not, those guys should consider themselves lucky. These are the women you simp for, guys. These women don't give a fuck about you. They don't care. They care about the attention. They don't give a fuck about you. Oh, lovely lady, by the way. That went in one ear and out the fucking other. Oh, that's not going to stop her if she was in the same room. No, maybe not. But you know what that says? You know what that tells me that she's not going to stop if she's in the same room? Is that this is what it would take to keep that bitch in line. And if that's what it takes to keep a bitch in line, you get the fuck up out. Because a bitch like that will either get you put in jail or get you killed behind some bullshit she started. So again, the net of it is Jen, listen, she's a basic bitch trying to ride the coattails of an up-and-coming platform, and she got exposed. She got exposed. She got outclassed. She got her mask taken off. The veil is gone. We know who and what she is. She said, you don't know me. You don't know me. Bitch, I know exactly who you are, even though you claimed to know me. I'm fat. I'm out of shape. I don't work out. I play video games all day. Negative. Negative. You don't know me. You don't know me. Yes, I do. I've met plenty of you. hun. Gentlemen, if you ever start a platform, if you ever want to start a YouTube channel, whatever the case may be, and this is no slight on TLA. This is no slight on TLA. He was operating on what he was told. That's cool, right? She told him she was one thing. She's clearly another. But if you guys ever want to start a platform or a podcast, don't involve women. Don't put them on camera. I put Devin on camera a few times. I may in the future. But she's not going to be an integral part of my podcast. It's just not going to happen. Further, don't put women you don't know on your podcast. Don't do it, man. Don't do it. These bitches do not care about anybody but themselves. And you could tell. Jen was not only disrespecting me, she was disrespecting everyone in the chat, and most of all, she is disrespecting TLA. This woman is on his platform acting like she owned the place. Listen to me. Listen. He's like, all right, bitch, that's it. That's a wrap. She's insulting she's insulting me, insulting panelists, calling the chat idiots. That's the true nature of women, guys. They could not give less of a fuck about you. Now, to her credit, she shouldn't. They're women. This is how they are. But let this be a lesson. Let this be a lesson to any guy who subscribes to a podcast, a men-centric type podcast, that has a regular female panelist. Most of them are just like Jen. And all it takes is a guy like me to come in and shake him up a little bit, stand 10 toes down, not tolerate her bullshit, stay on code, stay on task, and the mask comes flying off. Comes flying off. Man, what a dumpster fire that is. I can't imagine TLA is going to have her back. I can't imagine. If he does, I mean, I'm not mad at him, but I don't know. I think he probably realizes that this bitch is bad for his brand. Space Opera 45, $5, says Kevin Samuels is a legend. OnlyFans just banned all sexual content. Twitter going crazy. Everyone's posting Kevin Samuels memes. Oh my God. Are you serious? Are you kidding me? Dude, you want to know something? Kevin told me this was going to happen, man. Kevin told me this was going to happen. You want to know something? Now that they're banning all sexual content, I might do an OnlyFans. I might do an OnlyFans. Because OnlyFans is a platform where people can pay for premium content. Why not? Why not? If they're banning all sexual content. Wow. 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 Winter is coming. Young J216. Haven't seen you here in a while. He says, Amara La Negra, who's Dominican, cooks the Hispanic community all the time for people like her with that anti-black rhetoric. Yeah, you're right. You're right, man. Our future MD. Oh, okay, $10 said, side note, I'm black and Panamanian. Afro-Latin is a thing. Rule is if your family were dark slaves, you can say it. She was wrong for not saying she's not black. Love the content, no disrespect. None taken. 100% right. 100% right, man. No, I'm good. I'm good with that. I'm good with that. Like, listen, like if you're black and Panamanian, you're hanging out with your homeboys, nigga, please, man, get the hell out that shit, man. This nigga, dude, totally cool. If you're talking to someone you don't like, you a bitch ass nigga. Not mad at you. Not mad at you. It's all good. It's all good. Ostrike, $5. Says, impressed she made it to that age without getting whacked. How many times has she been in her life? How many times? Shout out to Vaughn B with the $2 super chat. Says, Jen had me. I repent. Yes, another soul saved. He said, Jen had me, I repent. The book of Coach Greg Adams, chapter 6, verse 23, says, for all who have simped and come short of the glory of the red pill. Adams 6:23. Very good. Shulo, $5, says, this is what happens when you let women like that talk. They start telling themselves who they really, I'm trying to tell you who they really are. I just exposed her, man, and it was easy. I would just, whoop, stick and move, baby. Hoop Jargon, $5, says, let's be real. This is the common behavior of grown-arse 304s, easily flustered, can't stay on subject, and get emotional. Give me a break. That's any woman, right? Like, there are very few women who are good debaters because they're you know, I mean, listen, they're women. They're emotional. I get it. That's not her. I mean, you know, I'm not trying to skirt accountability for her, but okay, so she reacted emotionally. That's what women do. Shit happens. Shit happens. Shit happens. Technological Chaos, another $10, says her passionate, manly expression is from owning the Timberland Femcell 5s. Not forgetting Black Stray Air Forces 3 Man-Made Edition. Wow. Probably got those Mexican mics as well. I got a pair of Mexican mics. I like them. Didn't know they were Mexican mics, but I still rock them. Don't nobody know. Big Dog 85. Big Dog 85. $10 says, so you, quote, disrespected her, but she disrespected the black race, and that's normal. Right. Exactly. Monkey Business, welcome to Chat Privileges. At Monkey Business, no space, to welcome him to the TSR family. Put your age and location in the chat, if you would. Gina, welcome to Chat Privileges. At Gina, to welcome her to the TSR family. Gina, please refrain from putting your age and location in the chat. I'm assuming you're a woman, and I'm just doing that for your own personal safety. You know, we got a lot of simps. And also, my rule for my female members, no smiley face emojis, no heart emojis, no hey boys. Right? Appreciate that. Daddy Dame, $5 says, no, you're single. Great comeback, sweetie. Yeah, right? She says, I guarantee you're single.
Nope.
You're single. You've got a gut. You don't work out. You play video games all day. In your dungeon. I give her 4 strikes, strike 4. Technological Chaos, $5, says, woman, I am the street maker, and you need to come back to the lane I made for you. Very good. Monkey Business, $5. Woo, sorry about that. God damn. Says, is it wrong to want the power to put insufferable she-dogs like this woman in her rightful place? Unless she frees, she has no eggs, no value. Maybe. I mean, she does have some value, right? Like, she can be used as a plaything, you know? I mean, listen, 47-year, old hoes do have a purpose. Old hoes are easy marks. I mean, you don't really have to have that much game. Fuck him, pass him to the homies. He fucks her, pass him to the homies. Albatross, $5, says she ain't even arguing. She's just shouting into the void. Yes. Karabo Melbana, hope I pronounced that correctly, with 14 czars. I don't know what that is, but I appreciate it. Says, you got her. LMAO. Yeah, dude, that was.
You win. Perfect.
Yeah, that was flawless. That was flawless. Like, what happened in that conversation was like the 35 minutes and 58 seconds of the Meldrick Taylor Julio Cesar Chavez fight. Masterful performance. Until, of course, Chavez knocks down Taylor for the very first time. Taylor beats the count. He's on his feet. There's 2 seconds left. Richard Steele stops the fight. Should not have stopped that fight. Meldrick Taylor won that fight. Shout out to Julio Cesar Chavez, man. He's one of the GOATs. He's one of the GOATs, but he knows he should not have won. He knows he should not have won that Meldrick Taylor fight. By the way, that fight happened, I think it was on St. Patrick's Day. Is on St. Patrick's Day of 1990, which was just over a month removed from the Tyson Douglas, Buster Douglas upset. Fun fact. I'm a boxing nut, guys. I'm a boxing nut. I found a boxing channel on YouTube. Like, dude, I'll be up here for 3 hours just watching boxing documentaries. It's my new drug, man. Like, I cannot get enough of that stuff. Yesterday, I watched the Legendary Nights, the tale of Aaron Pryor versus Alexis Arguello. Excellent. Aaron Pryor would most definitely have beaten Sugar Ray Leonard, and Sugar Ray knew it. All right, let me not get into that. Janik, 25 Hong Kong dollars, says Richard C. calls this point and sputter. Very good. Very good. Cooley High Marley 7, $2, says her and Cardi B really got the same annoying voice. Yeah, they kind of do. Cardi B's got more money, though. Blackmail Media, $2, says she does. She's an eternal 7. 40 and Slip, $5, says this is unrelated, but OnlyFans officially announced that they are banning nudity on the site in October. E-Thoughts and Only Simps are crying on Twitter. Wow. Anonymous with the $100 super chat says, man, you handled that well. Please debate on more platforms. That might not be a bad idea. That might not be a bad idea, man. That might not be a bad idea. I think that would be great. See, this is the thing, guys. I was so proud of the way I handled myself. Like, guys, listen, I want you guys, and I don't mean to get off topic here, but I want you guys to understand. I want you guys to understand something, man. When I first started on YouTube, I was raw. Like, I had the discipline, I had the knowledge, I had the great speaking voice, the great writing voice, but I didn't have the temperament. I just wasn't seasoned enough. I'd get off and I'd spew all kinds of stuff and, channels deleted and fuck you and this and that and the other. And little by little, honestly, guys, I had no idea how far I had come emotionally intelligence-wise until a couple of nights ago. Like even in the moment when it was happening, I was like, I cannot believe how cool I'm staying. Like, it was like I was even shocked. I was shocked because I was like, what? Like, listen, I'm being straight up, guys. I didn't realize I had that in me. Kevin Samuels texted me during the conversation. He said, what did he say? Man, what did he say? Damn, what did he say? He said something about like your skill is showing. Basically he said, listen, man, you're doing a great job. He said your skill and temperament is showing. You've come a long way. I was like, wow. Like, it was just, again, man, listen, man, you guys know I have demons and I have skeletons and all that stuff, man. But I'll tell you what, dude, like, that really, like, dude, that's as crazy as it gets. That's as crazy. Like, dude, like, I fought the final boss. I didn't start in the junior ranks and move up. Nah, man, like, I went, like, that was a title fight. She's the loudest, most disrespectful banshee ever. And I was the matador. I was a fucking matador. It was a fucking masterpiece. So I'm proud of myself. So now, I think I've got the confidence now to really maybe debate people. Maybe. Janik, another 25 Hong Kong dollars, says she's mad at the woman Chris Rock warns about in how not to get your ass kicked by the police. Hammer Down Girl, welcome to Chat Privileges. At Hammer Down Girl, to welcome her to the TSR family. Please refrain, Hammer Down Girl, from putting your age and location in the chat. This is for your own safety and to stop the simping. I also ask the females who are members not to use heart-faced emojis or attention whore. Please. The Steel Curtain is now a member for 6 months. Says, Damage, I was moderating for LTA. You made me proud. Oh, you were there. See, I didn't have the chat up. I did not have the chat up. So he was there. How about that? Oh, you know what? Now that I remember seeing something that you said on the bottom. How about that? Yeah, man. Dude, like I am very, very proud. I'm very, very proud of myself. Like what I did, another boxing reference, was like the first 9 rounds of De La Hoya Trinidad. The first 9 rounds of De La Hoya Trinidad. We all know what happened after that. Oscar De La Hoya destroys Felix Trinidad. 9 rounds, he's going to win the fight. De La Hoya literally runs the last 3 rounds. Felix Trinidad wins the fight. Trinidad wins the fight. El Peruviano, hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, $5 says, what about all the girls from Fresh and Fit that said they had the money tree with OnlyFans? Yeah, don't know what's going to happen now. Don't know what's going to happen now. I wonder how many bitches going to be like, yeah, I run my own business. Yeah, not a lot of business owners. Merciless Reese L. Black, $10, says, what's with the Latina ambushing this month? First, that Nina chick coming for Fresh and Fit. Now this chick, but yeah, you didn't break. Good job. Now call Dr. Phil back and say you're in. No. I'm not ready for that. I am not. No. Listen, if I ever, and by the way, Dr. Phil, this was like a year ago. Dr. Phil reached out to me. He wanted me to come on his show to debate something about masculinity. I said, hell no. Hell no. The only way I would debate Dr. Phil is if it was done live and I had my own camera crew along with his camera crew. That way they can't cut and edit things. But yes, if under those conditions, yeah, I'll go. Dude, I mean, if we're talking about reason, yeah. And Dr. Phil's a man. He's a man. So he has the ability to reason. I think debating him would be a lot easier than debating Jen. Who knows? Listen. I don't want to get too big-headed. Here's another boxing reference. I don't want to be Fernando Vargas. I know I'm a nerd, guys. I got to keep doing this. I'm not going to be Fernando Vargas, who is 22-0, asking for a title fight against Oscar De La Hoya. Not going to be that guy. Listen, Fernando Vargas could have been one of the GOATs. Unfortunately, he took the De La Hoya fight way too early and was never the same after that. I'm a boxing nerd. What do you want? Jason P. $5 says she was snapping at everyone like a kicked dog. All right, as promised, I am going to premiere the video by Kevin Savo, and the YouTube channel is The Fellas. So, guys, be sure to go and give these guys a follow. Be sure to give these guys a follow. Give these guys a sub. They do really, really good work. So, without further ado, here is Thought Mommies.
I was at the club the other night. I was down at Life chilling at the club. You know, chill with this girl and she was dancing. And it's about 2 in the morning. I'm talking to her. And
this is my shit right here.
You know, she had like 2 kids at home. Now,
Thought Mommies at the club.
Kids at home. That's all good. I'm like, what the fuck is you doing in the club at 2 in the fucking morning on a Wednesday night? What the fuck?
Thought Mommy's in the club. She gon' need a babysitter. Call a babysitter. She gon' need a babysitter. Thought Mommy's in the club. She gon' need a babysitter. Call a babysitter. She gon' need a babysitter. Thought Mommy's in the club. She gon' need a babysitter.
That's my boys, man.
She gon' need a babysitter. Thought Mommy's in the club. She gon' need a babysitter. Call a babysitter. She gon' need a babysitter. Thought Mommy's in the club. I ain't never had a problem with a bitch. Young fly, yeah, nigga getting rich.
Yup.
Hit the club, got my bitches on the list. Drop some commas on some Prada, better holla cause I'm lit. He probably wonder where his mama at. Got DCF on the steps and the welcome mat. I'ma give him a brother. And if the youngin' get the wallet, he at camp for the summer. She fucking with me cause she know that I'm bout that. MKZ be the whip with the loud pack. 4 hoes deep and they latch to my belt strap. The crib reek of weed and the streets probably smell that. She gon' need a babysitter, call a babysitter. She gon' need a...
Yo, real talk, the dudes who have, like, that dude could flow. The 2 white boys at the end, these boys spit fucking bars, especially the last one.
Babysitter. That mommy's in the club.
Him right there.
Babysitter. Call a babysitter. She gon' need a babysitter. That mommy's in the club. She gon' need a babysitter. Call a babysitter. She gon' need a babysitter. That mommy's in the club. She gon' need a babysitter.
There's Rolo. There he is.
She gon' need a babysitter. That mommy's in the club.
The club stops for nothing. She gotta get that party out her system somehow, and the bar's still jumping. So get your squad to meet with my squad. In the car straight bumping your favorite song about how men ain't shit and hit up the function. Only thing that can stop me is if a baby daddy run up on me. I'm with your baby mama, but she ain't got no baby body. I'm in the blazing sign. I've been rocking with the lady drama, product of what I drop, and I ain't about to waste a comment.
Yo, this
Her
shit
last
is
man
hot.
had a problem with Ativan, and if he find out where she's hanging, he'll get in his battle stance. Now the club ain't no church, and the church ain't no club, but she's happy to get her drink on and leave with a broke bum. And they'll call this misogynistic, like booty popping and pimping, cause I'm trying to fuck, but I'm also wondering where her kids is. And girls wanna dance to songs that refer to women as bitches. If you let your kids dance to it too, don't cancel me for
Mommy's
tripping.
in the club.
She gon' need a babysitter. Call a babysitter. She gon' need a babysitter. That mommy's in the club. She gon' need a babysitter.
Yo, this last dude
She gon'
shuts
need a
it
babysitter.
down. This is my guy right here. There he is.
Need a babysitter.
This dude
Call a
shuts it
babysitter.
down.
She gon' need a babysitter. That mommy's in the club. She gon' need a babysitter. Call a babysitter. She gon' need a babysitter. That mommy's in the club.
Out, bruh, now you bugging. You
This
pay
is
a
my
lot
boy
of
right
money
here.
for your kid and now she stunting. You working for a living, but she sipping and she puffing. You try and hit a line, but she fucking so she dubbing. I ain't stressing about a hoe. I been getting up my money. She saying that she loyal, but she fucking with your buddy. And shawty let it clap on the snap for everybody. She say she went to college, but the hoe in what she studied. I know you wanna backtrack, skipping that tap. One mistaken, now your life changed. Saying that's that. She get it poppin' with her bitches and she make it rack slack. Now your baby got no dinner, only eating fruit snacks. Leave a message, little bitch. Why you playing with me? I seen your ass up on the snap, you should be laying with me. I pay your rent and all your payments and I'm hating to see. I heard you got a babysitter, I ain't paying the fee.
Mommy's in the club. She gon' need a babysitter. Call a babysitter.
Yo.
She gon' need a babysitter. That mommy's in the club. She gon' need a babysitter. Call a babysitter. She gon' need a babysitter.
Call a babysitter.
She gon' need a
Oh,
babysitter.
no.
Call a babysitter. She gon' need a babysitter. That mommy's in the club. She gon' need a babysitter. Call a babysitter. She gon' need a babysitter. That mommy's in the club.
Yo, real talk. Yo, real talk. Yo, those dudes, like, real talk. Those, yo, right? Those dudes got fucking flow, man. I was like, what?
The majors.
Oh, that's T-Pain. I can't show none of that. That's T-Pain. I'm in love with a stripper. I must be the first man to ever fall in love with an ass. Want to go down on my knees and ask that ass to marry me. So that is Thought Mommies in the Club by the fellas. Give their add it to the playlist, y'all. Listen, download that shit. Share the hell out of that, man. Share the hell out of that. Rolo Tomasi making the appearance in the video. I'm trying to be in the next video. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be in the next video. Like, I'm trying to. But yes, Kevin, the second guy, the guy who did the second verse, he's the guy that does the Save a Ho. That is the guy that I'll be shooting with on Save a Ho, the Adventures of Save a Ho. Looking forward to that. So Dev and I are going to be we're headed up to Connecticut for the weekend, and should be interesting. Should be very, very interesting. It's a lot of fun. I've never done any acting before, so looking forward to a new experience and all that good stuff. So subscribe to the fellas. Subscribe to the fellas. Download the album. Spread that shit a little bit. Black Man Media says you can sing a little bit, huh, Sharpe? Yeah, a little bit. Just a little. Like Keith Sweat. Just a little bit. Okay. Jason P. Oh, wait. Hold on. Dario Duplan says, how do I become a member, Mr. Sharpe? Let's go Giants. What? I'm about to ban you for that. No. Somebody can put the... Oh, okay. So Devin put the link into... Oh, well, look at this. Dario Duplan. Welcome to the family at Dario Duplan. I hope that's how you pronounce it. To welcome him to the TSR family. Dario, if you would put your age and location in the chat in case any of the fellas are in your proximity. You guys can get together and grab a beer. Those dudes had mad flow. I was like, what? Like I was like, yo, this is crazy. It's crazy. And then he called me up. He's like, yo, I got a project I'm doing. I'm like, yo, I'm in. I'm good. Janik, another 25 Hong Kong dollars, says OnlyFans with no nudity. Remember when Kevin Samuel said Subway will be hiring? He saw the future right there. Yeah, man. No more. Listen, OnlyFans was the cheat code for women. There's no more cheat code. No more cheat code. The Steel Curtain, $5, says it would be cool to have more of the manosphere juggernauts not in the next video. # mainstream. That is actually what he is trying to do. That's actually what he's trying to do. So he got a hold of Rollo. He got a hold of me. There's some other guys that he reached out to. And he knows that I have relationships with all kinds of guys, and Rollo has relationships. So we're going to try to, recruit, man. These guys do good work. And he's a positive guy too, man. And as you guys can see, the dude is fucking jacked. Dario says, LOL, sorry. Nah, listen, man, the Eagles are, oh my God, the Eagles, dude, we're going to go, it's going to be a bad year. We're going to go 3-14. Like real talk. We're going 3-14. We're going 3-14. With any luck, we'll go 3-14. Just Living Lifestyle. Welcome to Chat Privileges. Hang on a second. There we go. At Just Living Lifestyle. To welcome him to the TSR family. Hell of an episode today, guys. Hell of an episode. As I stated before, not going to be doing a dating show breakdown. We've got to get ready for Connecticut. Got to get ready for our Connecticut flight tomorrow. It's like an hour and 15-minute flight, so it's really not that bad. Not that bad at all. Thank you all very, very much. Thank you all very, very much for your support. And thanks for tuning in, man. Be sure to hit the like button. Right now, my engagement was over 50%, so I greatly appreciate that. Like, comment, subscribe, share the video, guys. Subscribe to the fellas. Share their videos, man. Should be a very, very, very good time. That's going to do it for this, the 770th edition of TSR Live. If you want exclusive premium content, be sure to sign up at patreon.com/Donovan Sharpe. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time. Get thousands of hours of content not found anywhere on patreon.com/Donovan Sharpe. Link in description.